right, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. And a sincere Shalom, Wabarakatham to the hopeful elect, you men that are prophesying and laboring in this truth, in the proper doctrine of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai throughout the four winds of the world. To you I say Shalom. Are we here in Sin City, Babylon, America, to prophesy the downfall of America today? All right, to wake up, you 12 tribes, which are the Israelites according to the Bible. All right, and you Israelites, you better wake up and come back to your nationality, to your true heritage, and start to follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Heavenly Father, which He gave to us through Moses, because we're coming into prophecy. All right, it's going to be desperate times out here for you Israelites, and that the judgment is going to start at you Israelites at the house of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai.
That's some of those tribes.
Judah, or the tribe of Judah, which is you so-called Negroes. The tribe of Benjamin, which is you so-called West Indians. What you call Islanders. All right, all the way down from Jamaica, Bahamas, all the way down to Belize. All right, that makes up the tribe of Benjamin. The tribe of Levi, which are you so-called Haitians. All right, the Northern Kingdom, Issachar, the so-called Mexicans. All right, the tribe of Zebulon, which is so-called Panamanians. In that whole Central America area, all right, Hondurans, all right, the tribe of Gad, you so-called Native Americans, the tribe of Simeon, you so-called Dominicans, okay, the tribe of Reuben, the so-called Seminole Indians, all right, these are, Naphtali, the tribe of Asher, which you so-called Brazilians, Venezuelans, Argentinians, all right, Colombians, all right, and you see what's going on in Venezuela with you Asherites right now. Jacob's trouble is beginning. All right, and you Israelites need to wake up to who you are, because you're a peculiar people. You're a special people unto the Heavenly Father. All right, the Most High separated us from these other nations. These other nations' philosophies, ways of life are wicked. All right, the ways of our life that we're supposed to be living is holy. All right, it's separate, it's special. Okay?
Can I say one slide? Today is so-called, this is May 5th, so-called Cinco de Mayo, right? That is not an original holiday for you so-called Mexicans, okay? You didn't get your independence. Nope. You're still subject to the so-called white man, like everybody else on the planet Earth.
That's right.
All right? The Arabs are the closest to being the freest. That's why they're having all that tension over there in the Middle East. So that's World War III brewing up, and all these, and Russia's in on it. I mean, a lot of countries are in on it, but you can't be following these ways and not knowing what you're following. We got to come back to the statute, laws, and commandments, and the high holy days written in the scriptures to truly get free from this damn devil.
That's right.
So-called white man, the devil. Right?
There's nothing to celebrate about Cinco de Mayo. Look at our people. Mexico is one of the richest lands, and it's been ransacked. Our people live in poverty. So what's there to celebrate? Nothing.
That you made it to America?
Let me say this, because the whole Mexican-American war that took place in the 1800s, which resulted in the Texas Purchase, in which they had to come with an agreement, a negotiation, to where basically the British, well, really America, would take all the land east of the western border of Texas.
At Rio Grande.
Rio Grande River.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything east of that, it was taken by Esau. But you see, they kept going, because now look where they are. They managed to expand all the way to the fucking coast, California.
Shalom, shalom.
You know what I mean? Shalom, man. You know. They expanded all the way to the coast, man. And here it is, you secluded down to Mexico. That's what was resulted. But here it is, you still have to, the land that you used to have, you still have to fight, and you got to risk your life just to get back to.
Yeah, bro. I saw a documentary, bro, where this car dying to get back over here. Like literally, they're being killed by border patrol, literally fighting and damn near starving, getting caught in the wilderness, and all types of shit to get back over here.
And a lot of the time of it is their own damn people killing them. Your eye should be evil against your brother. That's the curses. You got Israelites paying thousands of dollars to
The so-called coyotes.
and when they get to the border, they kill them and take their money.
They leave them stranded.
Yeah. Our people are.
They rape the woman.
Yep. Tell them.
You know, there's nothing to celebrate. There's nothing. Our people are finished. There's no knowledge.
Get that Deuteronomy 76. You have that?
76. Yes. This is Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
All right, that's the Heavenly Father chose you Israelites. Get the sign, brother. Chose you Israelites to be a special people unto himself. All right, separate from all these heathen ass nations, especially the so-called white men who you love to follow after. All right, the Lord chose us to be separate, a holy people. All right, and we got to come back to those laws, statutes, commandments, our heritage, our true heritage. We're not black and Mexican and West Indian and all these bywords that the so-called white man gave us. All right, we're Israelites from your respected tribe. All right, the Most High chose us to be a holy people unto Him. All right,
Puerto Ricans also.
Yeah,
We're not Puerto Ricans either.
Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, those are names that the so-called white man gave you. A lot of them are names after natural resources that were rich in those
Puerto
specific
Rico.
areas.
Yeah. Rico, that's a rich port.
Yeah.
You know?
You go there, you gonna come up.
Yeah,
Come up on over there. So like, I want to say this real quick about our people and what they're called. Hey, Africa also was named by the so-called white man.
Yep.
So don't talk about I ain't African American, I ain't Negro, I'm African. The white man got Africa too. Man.
Yep.
Okay, he named that land over there too after his own people.
Louis Scipios Africanus.
Right.
After the Second Punic War with what was it? Napoleon. I think it was Napoleon, and he went back to Rome, and they gave him that name, that Africanus. All right, and his brother conquered Louis Scipios Asiatus. All right, that go get Psalms 49, and it's going to show you. The scripture's going to say how this devil has named all the lands after himself. Amerigo Vespucci, America, which means bitter. All right, and it's been nothing but bitter for you Israelites.
49 now.
49, yeah, 49. It's been nothing bitter for you Israelites. Oh, we have nothing to look forward here in this wicked ass country. All right.
Psalm 49.
I think it's
verse 11. So the inward thought is, that their houses shall continue forever, and dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names.
This so-called white man think he's gonna rule forever. He's calling all these lands after himself. He got embassies set up all across the world. He's basically conquered the world. All right, but he's not gonna stop till he destroy you Israelites, you people on the sign. All right.
That's right. There was more, right? Was that it?
There's more.
My bad.
No, you lost the page.
Yeah, I got it. It was like 1 or 2.
Or just read it again.
Some.
And what's funny, what's beautiful, this is how you expose who Esau is, because a person that has to constantly wage war against nations of people and can't never stay put, and then once they subdue those people, get the victory over them, they take on that identity of the lands that they actually stole, that they colonized. Why are you traveling to and fro all throughout the world, causing all this death and all this war, colonizing, when you have other countries that stay put? They know their boundaries, they have their own cultures, with different regions where they stay confined to. But anywhere you go on the planet Earth, Esau is right there. And he has some type of jurisdiction, some type of say-so in politics, man. I'll let you know who Esau is, man.
Yeah, the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. If not, where and who is it? If it ain't him, if he ain't everywhere, if he don't have free jurisdiction to go wherever he want and not get ran up out of there, majority of the earth, who else does?
Yeah, man.
But he's everywhere though.
Hey, like in New Zealand.
Yep.
Them Edomites down there think that that's always been theirs.
Yep.
But you went down there and destroyed the aboriginals of those lands, man. The Maori people of New Zealand, you performed a slaughter on them, and banished a lot of them, and they ended up fleeing, man. And then all of a sudden, you're the Australians, you're the native people of New Zealand. No, you're the fucking Brits, the British that went down there and raped, robbed, and colonized, man.
Britain, man, that's how you know. They went around a lot of the world and colonized the world to the best of their ability. Whatever they could conquer, it's the same mentality that he had from the movie. What's the Planet of the Apes?
Yeah.
This is what we have to deal with. We'll have them taken over in 6 months. See? 6 months. And that's that. They come over with the sword, and everybody that they don't kill with the sword, they'll humble them down to serve them.
It did happen.
It tells you that they have a saying of the British Empire, the empire where the sun never sets.
Yeah.
Yep, it never has an end.
It doesn't have an end because they didn't colonize all over the place, man. And that was how ancient Rome was.
Yeah. Prime example is Alexander Alexander of Macedonia. Yeah, well, same thing. You know, I call him because he's not great. You know, but Alexander of Macedonia, he couldn't continue to conquer. After he conquered all the kingdoms, which was the known world, he was not upset, but he was obsessed with conquering. That's the same spirit of the so-called white man. He's conquered the world, but what does he want more? He wants more. The devil wants to go to outer space. You know, he got space stations. They're trying to live on Mars. All right, but hey, the times were coming in. Esau was going down, and he's reached his limits pretty much. Or get that, bro, and then jump to that Joe from the comments.
Habakkuk. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yet also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man.
That wine is the philosophies, all right? Christianity, democracy. That's what the so-called white man, Esau, pushes throughout the four winds of the world. All right, all this, he pushes that to all these different nations, and they adhere to it. They're basically beaten into submission. All right, he scares them with their military. All right, their military, which is their sword. All right, Esau's blessing, and they submit. They submit to their Christianity. They submit to the ways of Esau. They submit to LGBTQ. All right, they put this in there, and they incorporate this in their societies, and they accept it, even though it goes against what they stand for as a country, as a nation.
Because it's forceful. Esau, he'll threaten you. Basically, if you don't take this, the punch, if you don't take this wine, I'm gonna force you to drink it. I'm gonna Suge Knight you, man. You know, if you don't drink it, I'm gonna put the sword to you, man.
One other thing he does also that is a tactic that nobody's really picking up on. He also comes with that same spirit, but then he also comes bearing gifts.
Yeah.
But there's like they did with the Native Americans. Yeah. They came with, here we got fresh blankets with beautiful cloth from the other world, and they got smallpox.
And another thing they did was, we said the gifts they gave the Native Americans, they gave them tools and canoes, not necessarily canoes. They built their own canoes, but they gave them things that would make their life easier. To help them till the land easier, to help their life, make it easier. Like the Esau, this damn white man gives you things today to make your life easier. But that was nothing but a gift that destroyed the heart. That destroyed them as a whole, because once they gave them those gifts and those things that make their life easier, they're in the background, Esau's trying to figure out how they're gonna conquer these people. How can they kill these people off? How can they take their land? How can they take their all their natural resources?
Go ahead, bro. He does that. He's doing that in Venezuela. He puts sanctions, and he's starving the people, and then he brings in the aid.
That's what he did.
He does that.
That's what he did.
Like the hero.
He did that in Puerto Rico too.
He does that everywhere.
He did that in Haiti when the earthquake happened. And it's to take advantage of those people, man. And when he does that, when he puts that basket of rice and bread and all that shit, he stamps his flag with it too. He put his flag in the ground.
Keep reading.
Neither keep it at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, And as death.
Go ahead. When the Lord is desires, he's never satisfied. This man is never satisfied. That's why he's everywhere. He's everywhere. And then he gets to the point where he calls himself the people that are there.
Yeah.
He becomes the inhabitor of that land.
Yeah, he's Australian. He's Native American.
He was the Greeks. He was the Romans.
He's South African.
Yes, out here.
He's everything, man.
I'm European.
Yeah.
I'm the real Jew.
I'm the
American.
They were the Vikings.
Yeah.
You know, but the truth is coming out that y'all wasn't really the Vikings.
He's
Right.
a fugitive on the run.
Yeah.
Taking everybody else's
Yeah,
identity.
the Swedes.
He's the coldest.
The Irish.
He's the coldest.
I wish I would have brought my book.
What's it called? He's the worst case of identity theft ever. He's constantly
stolen
stealing
everybody's
identity. So he don't get pinned as himself, the fugitive and the vagabond.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit. You took that right up. That's exactly when you on the run for all your crimes. You got to change your identity. You gotta change everything about yourself, man. But it's only for so long. You done took on everybody's identity, but you still committing crimes under these identities. So it's like, motherfucker, we know that's you.
And then when they get caught for it, they point at the people who is the people that they call themselves. You know, the natural inhabitants of the land.
Yeah. I got a quick. Okay, go with what we were saying. Here you go right there. Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
First, we gotta understand who your enemies, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Israelites. Your enemies are so-called white men, and the rest of these heathen nations that's been ruling over you and they got their foot on your neck for so long. All right, and you can't. That's what you got to get past right there. The so-called white man ain't your damn friend. He's never been your friend. All right, he wants to destroy you, and he's going to do everything in his power to destroy you, whether it be means by your food, the air you breathe, to the water you drink.
Hey, let me say this: the African man at the corner store, is that your friend? He's selling you poison.
Yeah.
You're spending your hard-earned money for poison. He knows it's poison, even if you don't. He knows it. All he cares about is bringing the money, and the Moabites and the Ammonites and whoever's in the town, they're selling you poison. That Chinese food is poison.
Yep.
Okay? It ain't that the type of food that's poison or how it's cooked. It's just the level of it.
Yeah.
Okay? They give you MSG and nasty types of fake meats, calling it beef, and it's rat and all kinds of roaches instead of shrimp and all kinds of stuff. You know? Where you're thinking of fake rice and lettuce, they're not. You have to know that they're your enemy, okay?
And that's nothing but that Chinese food ain't nothing but goop fast food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like exactly. You know, because it just sits there all day in a heat lamp or in one of those dishes. They heat it up.
Something smart like undercook it.
Yeah.
Because they'll know it'll be out there all day.
Yeah.
It'll finally cook. But what about you that come early and it's not cooked? Or what about you that's late in the day and it's overcooked?
Yeah.
It's spoiled from sitting out there all day. Hey, out here in Vegas, they got this thing called dirty dining. Moab is always on there.
Yeah.
Every night or every week, they're on dirty dining.
It's a news show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, let me keep going. It's like, it says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. It always gonna show up, always gonna come back, right?
Hey, Venezuela.
Yep.
Venezuela, man.
That's a perfect example.
Before the U.S. meddling and fucking with them over that oil, they're sitting on the biggest world oil reserve on the planet Earth. Right? They're sitting in riches. There's no reason that they should be in the extreme poverty that they're in right now.
Right.
But we all know who's responsible for that. Okay? That's never trust thine enemy, man.
You done let him in, and now he's in there controlling his shit. You know, he's over there ruling for his own needs.
Yeah, man. And like that, the puppet leader that they're trying to use to set up those coups to take over. the citizens are starting to catch on. Like, oh, this motherfucker, he's set up by the U.S. So the military's like, nah, we side with Maduro, man. That's why those coups are failing down there. Now they're beginning to recognize that this guy's he's just another Manchurian candidate that the U.S. is using to destabilize their leader, man, their government. Because Esau wants to get in there and take that oil for himself. They have over 300 billion barrels of oil worth in their reserves, man. That's why Esau is trying to wage war against it.
He wants that.
You know?
He learned his desire as hell, like we was reading in
But if Maduro was to start trusting, if they trusted those devils, then they end up like fucking Iraq, you know, Syria, which really Syria, you know, they Assad, he was already hip to they shit, you know.
Shit in America, man. Yeah, when they came over here and took it for the natives and the Hispanics. It says, though he humble himself, he come cool, talking real smooth, right? And go crouching, yet take good heed. Hey, what movie was that? That was the Star Wars movie, the first 3 episodes, not the first one. The first, I think it was like the second. It was when the Chancellor or whatever, who was really the what I forgot his name, but the villain of the movie, right? He was up there, no, please don't kill me, please, doing all of that whining. That's that moment. That's how he comes. When you have advantage over him, he'll beg and plead and take mercy on me. But the moment you ease up, he gonna get you.
And another example is, he said that, you know, he humbled himself. He wants everyone to feel sorry for him. That's why he's, you know, all these so-called synagogue shootings, you know, all this so-called terrorist attacks throughout the world. He's always looking for sympathy. All right, it goes back to the blessing. All right, though he go crouching. You have to read that. What was it? He saw carefully with tears, and that's what it goes back to. Esau always wants to play the victim. You know,
he does that because he wants everybody to agree with him that the inheritance of the whole planet belongs to him. These devils, they put it in their manifestos. They feel like, you know, it's just, you know, we have a declining a population right now. We're being outnumbered by the dark races. You know, we're being outsourced in all these things. We're losing our power. So, you know, it just, you know, we're going through things. We're depressed. You know, we're suffering depression. So we're getting on drugs. So everybody's supposed to feel bad for this devil, and then stop and just everybody give up their land and resources and let him continue to rule like he's been doing.
Donate money. All these fundraisers for Esau and
the Holocaust survivors. We can't forget about them.
They send.
Hold on. Let me say something real quick. How are you a Holocaust survivor when the word Holocaust means a sacrifice? I don't. Every time I see a so-called Holocaust survivor, I don't see no burn marks. I don't see no third-degree burns on their skin. Do research and look up the word Holocaust. Okay, that means that all those people supposedly got burnt up. They got sacrificed. Okay, but when did that ever happen in history? They can't prove that. So basically what these people are, they're just descendants of these said individuals that went through a little something. All right, that was the Germans was putting hell on them, but it was of course fabricated so that the world can be bamboozled to have empathy for them. So now they need compensation for the so-called injuries that they suffered, right? So this basically have all the world give that sympathy money to these people so they can continue to rule, man. They continue to rule over your so-called educational system, keep controlling your entertainment, okay? So to run these banks, and we just gonna keep giving money to them, billions of dollars in aid every year. Your hard-earned tax money. These people are a trip, man. You know?
really like,
And that's Cainism for you.
yeah.
He's a professional victim, but he's the biggest villain.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Like the typhus thing. That's because you deserve that, because you deserve that plague to be on you, because you live filthy in the earth.
Typhoid fever, typhus, chloria.
Yep. Yep, chloria, yep.
Chloria,
how
yeah.
you said, yep. Chloria, whatever how you say it. But so part of them showers you went to were really showers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
To wash you the fuck off from all this nasty stuff.
Guys,
That was what was
nasty.
killing you.
That's what was killing you. The typhus, because you didn't bathe, you still don't bathe.
it came from
Show this nasty ass ground, bro. You motherfucking Edomites still in 2019 walk around barefooted in this shit. You know, laying on the ground and don't give a damn about it, man. You're a brute beast in the earth, and your ways can't be believed anymore. It's a filthy way of life. We came and tried to civilize you, even though you say you civilized us. We civilized you. Take a bath every once in a while. Hey, eat these things so you can be healthy. Hey, protect your teeth and eat these certain citrus and you know, we showed them everything how to do when they came over here.
Even when Gad showed them about hygiene. The Byzantine Empire civilized those damn Edomites over there in Europe.
Right.
The Edomites, y'all just, you know, they like to sleep with animals in the damn house and all that shit. Go ahead, bro.
Job chapter 30, verse 8.
Instagram. Yeah, YouTube.
Verse 1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision. Fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Yeah, younger meaning insignificant, right? This man is insignificant in wisdom and age and in the way he treats himself and others in the earth. He's just lesser. Okay? But he has us in derision. And what was that other part of the second half of that script? Oh, now to let the dogs of my flock. Read that part one more time, Uncle Sean. Whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. I wouldn't want them to sleep next to my dogs. My dogs are cleaner than you. Hey, you see them kissing dogs in the mouth.
Yeah, they're known for that bestiality. They known for that bestiality.
Right?
The vagabond.
Verse 2. Yeah, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness, in former time desolate and waste. Who's cut up aloes by the bushes and juniper roots. Yeah, you was uncivilized eating roots and berries and you know, cause you didn't have the leafy greens.
Unedible you know, berries.
Stuff that had no nutritional value.
But it preserved them.
Yeah.
You know? Some of those herbs, you know, Esau's no dummy.
Right.
The scriptures say he's wiser than Daniel, man. So he knew how to survive even though he was living in a lowly level. But he had to be civilized by the royalty, which at that time was Jacob. We were those royal people that civilized them, man.
Yeah, just like that Edomite Bears Grylls.
Yep. Oh yeah.
He go out into the wilderness and he survives, man.
Yeah. You know? Esau knows how to survive, man. Don't get it twisted.
He's been doing it a long time since he was a wandering vagabond as Cain, all the way to eat the spirit of Esau. The spirit of Esau, he was always a man of the field anyway. So that's part of the spirit.
All the way up to the Edomites in the Caucasus Mountains, and then in those mountains in the Khazarian Empire.
And juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Among that's the cavemen.
Petra.
From Petra to the Caucasus Mountains to these high-rise buildings, you can get them by the show. These high-rise mountains all symbolize that same cave-like mentality. You know, of dwelling high to see a higher vantage point. Well, back in the time of Cain, he was a vagabond wanderer. So he was up there because not everybody would make that trek up that mountain to come take his ass out. You know? So that's all part of it. It's a position of power sitting on high like that.
Verse 7, among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together.
Yeah, that motherfucker, he couldn't even speak right, man.
Like grunt, and you know, he didn't have a dialect.
Yeah, Esau fell hard, man. That's why when he came back out of them caves, man, he came out with a vengeance on Jake, man. That's why he was so relentless on us when he came down, man. Because you saw all that royalty, man. Jake was popping their women. You know, we were black popes, and you know, we had it all, man. Dripping in gold. You know, we had the coat of arms. We had militaries.
Big ass castles. Clean castles.
Kind.
Eating off gold plates and drinking out gold, you know, platinum cups and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Verse 8, they were children of fools, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. And now I am.
They were the most basic brute beast on the planet. They literally had of the human, so-called human race, you know. That's something else to go into, but as far as people upon the earth, they were the lowest and the closest to animals. Okay, they had an animal-like nature.
So most high call them brute beasts.
Yeah. Hey, and even animals, like if you see like cats and dogs, when they shit, they'll go back and throw dirt on it.
Yeah.
Hiding it and dry it out so it don't be all crazy and just dampen the smell and everything. But what this man do, like you're talking about in the castle?
Medieval time. I mean medieval, but the Byzantine Empire.
In that empire, when they got in the castles, they would go shit them castles up to fill it up with straight feces, right? Destroy the castle, then they move on to the next one and just continue doing that. They didn't know how to keep an irrigation system, keep it clean. They didn't know how to do that. They're literally low beast on the planet. This is the lowest man on the planet, and he's ruling, and you guys think this guy is something special.
Even now, Esau would rather hire somebody to clean up after him.
Yeah.
You know? Than do it himself.
somebody
He can't even do it himself.
Quick one. Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set up over it the basis of men.
He set up a spaceman on
the lowest of the lowest. You know, if Most High, when the Most High made the Israelites, he made us with some flavor and pizzazz. When he made Esau, he just went blink, and then, you know, that was it. You know, he was just, you got, you know.
Well, if I go a little deeper with it, when you look at how Jake was made with all the little idiosyncrasies that make us special in a particular and a connected people in the earth.
Yeah.
Well, Esau's made with the opposite. He's made with the closest to an animal of man upon the earth.
Yeah.
Okay? And so, but it was to show you that, look, I'm trying to make you so you understand the righteous way to live upon the planet. This is how you live and you prosper in the earth. But he's the example of the opposite of that. Of how you don't live like a wise man upon earth, how you live like an animal.
And that goes back to the scripture that we read at the beginning, Deuteronomy 7:6.
Yeah.
He made us a holy people unto himself.
Separate and higher, above all the people upon the block.
Go ahead, bro.
Above all the people on the earth. The higher level to be that example unto how everybody should live upon the planet.
God, that's right. And he made Esau the complete opposite. You know?
Get to Genesis 25.
I got a precept to go with what you just said.
Let it go now, because this brother got more.
Let's go with what you just read. 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 8. No matter of fact, verse 7. The Lord Yahweh maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. He done that to Esau and us. And he's about to do it again, right? Said he raiseth up the poor out of the dust and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill. He did that and brought Esau up, and he gonna bring them down and brought us back down that low. He about to trade places again, and he gonna bring us up from the dust and the dunghill and put us on high. It says to set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory.
Hey, like it says in Ecclesiastes 10, I have seen servants upon horses.
Yep.
And I've seen princes walking as servants on the earth.
Yep.
Right now, everything is upside down. We're supposed to be the ones in power, man. But Jake is too low right now. They're under the vibration of the bases, man. That's why they're not fit right now to rule.
Right.
And this was a punishment against us for the Most High to raise this base low beast over us, man. But right now, you know, we're coming back to our oldest state. You know, where we had our we had our royalty. Yeah. You know, we coming back into that ruling class mentality. Yep. We getting this knowledge, this wisdom, understanding. We becoming judges. Yep. Where all that is coming back to us, man.
We're able to recognize who our enemies are and who our allies are.
Yeah, man, we're getting this word in us, man. So we're getting groomed up to be the rulers of the future, the world to come.
That's right.
You know.
Last little bit it says, for the pillars of the earth are the Lord Yahweh's, and He has set the world upon them. He said, like I said, He ruleth in the kingdom of men. This just backs up what He said with that. You know, He controls your social status in the earth, like your status in the earth, whether you're in the ruling class or the servant class.
Esau says it's kind of the standard of what's acceptable, what's good in the society too. And you Jakes, you follow after it. He sets the standard. What makes you successful in this world? You know, abundance of money and wealth. All right, he don't preach knowledge. Having knowledge is the real wisdom and the real wealth. But you know,
I want a wealth. That's what I
yeah, kind of.
I'll do that better.
Job chapter 30, verse 8. They were children of fools, children of base men. They were violent in the earth. And now am I their song, I am their byword.
We're in infamy, you know. They talk shit about us. They look down upon us. They view us for their own entertainment. They're amused at seeing you simple niggas in the streets, you know, looking silly, man. Walking around with your pants below your ass, tattoos all over your body. You know, shermed out, smoked out,
smoking weed, popping pills, you know, dancing and just acting stupid, man. Getting into fights, brawls all over the place. Seeing a nigga woman twerk all over the place.
Nigga woman fighting, weed falling out and everything.
Yeah, man. On World Star, you know, letting your child cuss like a sailor, man.
Letting your child smoke weed all on World Star.
Yeah, man. They see that shit and be like, wow, like we got these niggas, man. You know. They you know. But hey, that goes back to the curse too. You know. But that's, you know, hey, but the Lord raised these base ass people. See, it's a shame that we as a people that used to be the most royal and most holy people, we're looked down upon. We're looked as heathens in the sight of the heathen, man. The heathens look at us as heathens, man. We're supposed to be the royal people that look down upon these other nations, man. Because look at the shit that they do. We're supposed to be separated from us. The Lord made us better than them.
Hey, but we look to them like they know something. Like Moab and y'all some damn retarded. What's that down syndrome?
Especially Moab.
Yeah, Moab is bad. But our people look to them, they're so smart. They got all the technology.
They're destroying themselves with that technology.
They just got caught up in that same that college scheme is the damn Edomites. These Moabites ain't as smart as you think they are. They may know a little bit of math, but that's about as far as it goes.
That's because they got
sense.
That's because they got the resources. That's it. And they just good at following orders.
Hey, pretty much. They're gonna be good. They're gonna be good workers in the kingdom. It might be it might be a bunch of them to get the job done, but they're gonna be. Yeah, they're gonna get it right in the kingdom.
Hey, I work with a Moabite, man. All he do is just fucking walk real fast and just clean up shit.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, and the scriptures, Moab my watch spot, man. I say that every time, man. You know?
Lamentations 2 and 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem.
This is that song of a byword that they're singing that the brother just read. Well, that was in Job, right?
Yep, Job 30.
Exactly. That's exactly what they're singing. They're singing our destruction.
Yeah.
They're singing wonderful songs of mirth about our destruction. And the sad part about it is they make us sing it too. You know? At a young age, you're taught this land is your land, this land is my land. That's a direct cut to you, the Northern Kingdom, that was here in North America, and now you got to share your land. And really, you ain't even getting to share it. They're ruling over it and push you on the worst parts.
Yeah, worst
the
parts.
worst parts of where the reservations are, push you down to Mexico and other these ghettos, and it ain't stopped. They ruling in the best parts of it. How do you think they're like in California, right? The best weather in the country, right? They're on the edge of the beach on a cliff overlooking the ocean. Okay? They got the best land, the most moisturized land. It's in between the fault line, San Andreas, and the ocean.
Yep.
It's the two moistest points in the country. It's beautiful over there.
Who owns all that land?
Esau, bro.
And they never had those fires in there. That's to cleanse all you everybody out, so they can take over more of that land, more of that, possess that land that the brother was referring to. All right, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? All thy enemies have opened up their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we look for. We have found, we have seen it. That goes into Psalms 83rd chapter. How all the nations have come against us to destroy us, to cut us off from being a nation. This is that song that they're singing.
It's the one consent to destroy us coming to fruition. Hey, and Salaki, but you look at Cinco de Mayo, you look at all these holidays that go on. We are destroyed. They have seen it. They have done it.
Yep.
They have performed it. We are completely destroyed now because we believe in these so-called holidays and these bywords and these other names that they call us. We're not Mexican. We're not Negro. We're not black. We're not Native American. We're the children of the Most High God. We're Yasharallah, princes of the power.
Yep.
Right. Every year they celebrate the victory over taking you down.
Yep.
Every year.
Well,
And you participate with it.
Yep. Thanksgiving, Cinco de Mayo.
I don't ever question that statue in New York of who was that president, man? Theodore Roosevelt, where he has a so-called Native American on one side and a Negro slave on the other side, and they both are basically below him while he's actually positioned on the horse. That's prophecy.
Yeah.
That's scripture.
Yeah, you just go to it.
You know? They celebrate this every year, man. You jakes don't even realize that. You know?
I had that Deuteronomy 25.
If I may real quick, let me get a quick brief. This is 2nd Ezra 6 and 54.
Yep.
And after these, Adam also whom thou made Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
Yeah, because the world was made for the Israelites, okay? When he divided the nations, he divided them by the number of children of Israel, okay? That we will rule over all these other nations and have them in subjection in righteousness and show them the righteous way in the earth. Well, that's still to come, okay? But right now, we're on the bottom and we're not the ruling class right now. You got it, bro?
It says, as for the other people which come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing.
Hey, whatever heathen, brother, the so-called white man, you nothing. In the eyes of the Most High, you're nothing, okay? And you look at your lifestyle in a whole, it's nothing.
It's vanity.
It's vanity.
It's filled with vanities, man.
It leads nowhere.
It's just the type of shit that they do, man. You know? Nude beaches. You know? That's some straight up hedonistic shit, man. You know? Nude beaches. Gay parades. You know? You got what they call those, man? All you can eat buffets, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with having a lot of food, but they set these places up just so you could just eat until you can't even move, man. Gluttony. Everything in this society is about vanity, man. You know?
Having more than you, being covetous, having more than you need.
Yeah,
You know?
Decadence.
And that's the spirit of so-called white man. He still wants more after he's conquered the world that we were alluding to earlier.
Yep. I mean, you could just think of all the different shit that these heathens do, and you can understand exactly why the Most High view these nations as nothing. Yeah. You know, they be having
Kosher pig.
that's just dealing with Amalek. Them the worst.
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers mutilate their own children and circumcise them with their own mouth.
Bro.
Give them oral and shit, man.
Yeah, man.
That ain't in the Torah. That's perversion. You know, these motherfucking fucking goose creating plastic lettuce,
Bro,
plastic rice.
poop meat.
Yeah,
They creating meat out of boo-boo.
Yeah.
con.
And they send that shit right over here to you Jakes to eat. In your local supermarkets, all that fish, all that produce, majority of it comes from China. They so wicked. They catch the fish here, they ship it over here to pack it, and they send it back over here,
Right.
and say that shit's fresh fish. Man,
These nations are nothing, man. And that goes to show you the power of the Lord, man. Those base motherfuckers, they over us, man. Okay, they come over here to this country. They gon' with the quickness. They gon' rolls right over you, man. They gonna set up their businesses. They gonna go to college or whatever they gonna do, and they gonna have they got a community that they can go to here in the Babylon. While you niggas still gonna be right in the hood, okay? Fucking alleys and
They have a thriving community.
Yeah.
Not just we have a community, but that shit sucks.
in every major
It's
city,
like you're
Yeah.
saying, ghettos and alleys and rats and roaches and pissy and drug bottles and needles and shit all around.
and slave patrol.
in every major city in America, they have a Chinatown.
Yep.
You know, they have their own establishments, their own buildings, all of that. And ain't nobody coming over there fucking with their
No
stuff.
English written. It's all
No,
their
yeah,
own shit up
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yep.
Same
We don't
thing
have
with
none of that.
Ethiopia.
Yeah,
Ethiopians, yep.
We got out here. We got a Chinatown here.
Yeah.
We also got the Ethiopian community
Yeah.
over here, man.
Got a Koreatown.
They got Korea.
Yeah.
You know, it says, as for the other people which also come up at him, thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. And that's so fucking shameful, man. That's embarrassing that the people who are accounted as spit are over you.
Right.
You get pissed if somebody spit at you, but hey, that spit is over you. That's how low the Most High brought us for going against his commandments, for breaking his covenant, for playing the harlot against him.
That's why we read that the set up over in the basis of men.
Con.
He bringeth love and he lifteth up and bringeth love.
Right, and that's in the curse. That it says that thou shalt be brought very low, and the stranger that is within thee shall get thee above thee high,
Yeah, con.
and thou shalt be they shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
He shall lend to thee and thou shalt not be able to
Con.
lend to him. That's all true about us.
Yep.
You Negro, Latino, Native Americans, man, and all the tribes.
Yep.
Okay, that's so true about us. You got it out.
It says, and now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us.
We still on your lesson, bro.
You know?
Keep going. But
Yeah, these pieces of shit, man. These pagans,
Kai.
they over it. They lord over us, man.
They telling us what to do. They're your bosses. They're your CEOs in this wicked country. They're ruling over us completely. We use their money, their currency. We follow their laws, their unrighteous laws. They're ruling over us in every way imaginable. You can't leave the country without their approval. You can't drive a car without their license. You can't practice medicine.
I was just at the DB, bro, talking about license, right? It's their approval.
Yeah.
They'll keep inquiring about you, doing the inquiry on you till they give you approval. Hey, I met this. I got this paperwork. I've done this. This is all their form of control over.
I got my insurance,
I got my insurance. I paid all my fees. My car
my
is
small
registered.
check.
I got my small check. I got all this stuff.
Registration.
Do I still get it? No, you still have to wait till I'm ready to give it to you.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, if you could if you had the power to heal people with a special serum, you got to get a license from Esau.
Right.
You know, you got to go, like the scripture says, you got to go to Esau for the one of all things. The enemy, our enemy. That's why they're ultimately ruling over these heathens that's been counted as nothing but spittle, a drop that fall out of a vessel, dust in the balance. You got something?
Hey, Ishmael make all the cigarette money from you niggas. They sell you Lucy's, packs,
Singles.
Yeah, man.
Jake buying a car. He'll go to California to buy a car.
So they go to Costco buy cigarettes.
A little bit cheaper.
Elam, Ishmael, they all making a killing off of Jakes, man. You know, one of the brothers be holding.
Psalms 83 and 1. Keep not silent. Keep not thou.
We referenced this scripture earlier. You got it, bro.
Keep not thou silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden
Hey,
ones.
because we go and buy all these cigarettes and all this malt liquor and all this fast food and all of it, and these pharmaceuticals. We do all this stuff, and what ends up happening? That stuff destroys us.
Yep.
And it was all said. Hey, the worse it is, the more they gonna eat it up. Sell it in their neighborhood to them.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna come. Hey, I've seen Moab do this and Ishmael do this. They'll come right into the Jake neighborhood, sell this cheap ass shit that Jake will buy up. Then you'll see the same ones across town in the nice Edomite neighborhoods with their real products that they know how to sell. Like they'll have a fast food kind of food in Jake neighborhood, the ghettos, and they'll have a real Lucky Dragon restaurant, some bomb ass. Feel like you in Asia somewhere.
Where they take time to cook it.
Yeah.
It's prepared.
They cook it in front of you.
It's cooking.
And it's actual meat. You know, that's fresh rice and vegetables. It's way better. It's sauteed and they make it special for you. And it's $20 more. You know.
Hey, how many restaurants that you see in the hood where they don't even have no seats? They ain't got no chairs, no tables. You just stand and just order. And they got a big ass glass window.
Yeah, that's bulletproof.
Bulletproof. But you will never see that shit in these Edomite neighborhoods or where these other nations live, man. Louisiana fried chicken. You ain't gonna see that shit in summer. You ain't gonna see that shit in Brentwood, Hollywood, man.
Hey, you ain't gonna
Westwood.
see fried chicken like you gonna build a nice 5-star restaurant.
Yeah.
Feed you fried chicken and fresh, potatoes or whatever they
Organic.
got. Yeah.
Organic chicken wings and shit. You know, you don't get that in Jake.
Fresh quails from the most succulent of breeds. You know, like if they you get that cheap shit, man. And they prosper off of that. You know, because they know you, Jake, are so stupid, you'll fall for it if it just got a little crunch to it or a little sweet to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if it's fried. Jake loves everything fried. If it's crispy out of some grease, Jake fucking with it.
Yep.
Go ahead,
Verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel.
First, let's divide them up. Let's make them enemies. They already act like they don't like each other. So let's make them feel like they different. And then we're going to have them battling each other. And then we're going to push out the gang mentality on them. We're going to push out sleep with each other woman on them. We're going to push out all these things, all these negativities. We're going to calcify their pineal glands. We're going to put them in neighborhoods and squeeze them and make them fight over the same jobs. And one come up a little bit. Willie Lynch wrote this shit out perfect. Okay, that was like the consensus of the letter of the consent of the hit list. Okay, and that's the Illuminati pushing all that out and playing it out in the earth upon you, Jakes.
Well, Esau already, the fact that he entertained the idea of Jake possibly receiving reparations, that already got Jake divided and ready to go at each other's throat. Jake thinking that they're gonna receive some invisible as inheritance that we know Jake ain't getting. But the fact that he put that idea in Jake's head, so Jake is like the so-called Jakes that were born here. They understand that they were descendants of the slave trade. So they feel as though all the slave labor that they put into the society. Why is it that these other Jakes that come from other countries, because we were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. So you're gonna have Jakes that's coming from wherever they came from over to the States. And Jake here in America look at it as this, when they come over here, they get better opportunities than the Jakes here in the States. So this whole discussion that they're having is, well, why the hell should that inheritance, those reparations, why should that be given to the Nigerians and the West Indians and the Haitians when they're not born here in America? You know? So you have a big ass argument amongst the Southern Kingdom over the whole reparations shit, man. Esau knew it, and he knew all along. And he ain't finna give y'all niggas a fucking grape.
He just wanted to create the contention between you.
That's all that was, man.
He hated him that sowed discord among brethren. That's Esau. You're guilty on that too. With pulling this out.
You about to fight each other over a fucking crumb that falls from the master's table, man. You know? He knows that y'all have that crab in the barrel mentality, man. You know? So this devil, hey, man, he done worked wonders upon the tribes, man. You know? Was there more? Because I had something too.
There's a lot.
Go ahead.
They have said, "Come and let us cut them off, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot."
And all those different countries, all these nations, Salakia, that was listed here, they all, in this modern age, they have their own sovereignty. They have their own landmass where they control their own politics, and they have their own military, you know.
They're recognized.
They have their own cultures. They're recognized in the United Nations. You people on this sign, you're the only ones that don't fit that, man. Even the ones that are, because you got certain Latin American tribes that are part of the UN, but the people of those lands, it has nothing to do with them.
Nothing.
It has nothing to do with you. Esau controls those regions. The so-called white man that controls Mexico, that controls Puerto Rico,
Especially Brazil too.
Brazil. All Edomites, man. All those the Portuguese, the French, the Spanish. They all have jurisdiction over those land masses, man. Okay.
Because when the UN first started, it was Edomite nations.
Exactly.
That was, that construction. What was that, 1948? First came about.
Is that the year the Balfour Declaration happened too?
That's right, man. So all these nations, they all knew that you were the people. Yeah, and Christopher Columbus knew that the 10 tribes over here were the people. Because the history tell you he read 2nd Esdras, the 13th chapter. That was how he was able to identify Arsaru. You know? But that didn't stop him from coming over here and pillaging you and plundering and cutting you off from being a nation. You know?
So like
we're a nation that's not regarded, you know?
1945.
1945. Yep. We're not regarded amongst those UN nations. Hey, but guess what? You know who is? The state of Israel. They're recognized within the UN. When they got their so-called independence, they went into war that same night. Because those Ishmaelites knew that those wasn't the people. And they've always been fighting to get our holy land in their hands. And that goes back to Ezekiel the 36th chapter, man. It's left after the residue of the heathen and Idumea, man.
Here it say, Palestine for the Jews. Post, the state of Israel is born.
Yeah.
That's that Balfour Declaration. Bishop Balfour has sent the following letter to Lord Rothschild in regard to establish the national home in Palestine for the Jewish people.
Yep. And Lord Jacob Rothschild even admitted to it because they got help from the British armies for that to happen. Okay, and the Rothschilds, they're so-called Jews. You know?
Hitler was a so-called Jew.
Him too, yeah. You know? So hey, man, all these nations, and like I said, they were at war with each other, but they already knew all along who were the actual people. Hitler even knew. Gamal Abdul Nasser knew. And that's why, you know, them knowing that, Esau waged such a heavy war against Ishmael. They've been really trying to exterminate all those Ishmaelites in that region, man. The continuous wars on Gaza, on Palestine, you know. But they were confederate with. Hey, during the transatlantic slave trade, they got along for that sake of time to basically do that economic transaction.
So you gonna bring some of the slaves over here too? Build us up?
Build the ships.
Okay.
Amalek financed it.
They're coming with the money.
Yeah, and Elam Ishmael built the ships.
Yeah. They grabbed us up. You know, we went into slavery under Ishmael first. You know, and then we got, you know, the British and everything, and the Spanish, the Portuguese, they all got involved, man. The beast. You know, it was all one big economic transaction, man. Everybody that participated, they got rich off of that. Okay.
That's how a lot of them are in their power seat right now, off that slave labor. How they got rich. That's how they basically continue to be rich off the slave labor of you Israelites.
That's right, man. But the Negroes here in America, they think that they're the only ones that went through this, man.
Yeah.
That you were the only ones that, you know, nah, man. All the tribes went through hell under this devil, man, and all these other nations.
So Judah and Israel were pressed together.
We were pressed together, man.
We live next door to each other.
Come on.
Still going through the same shit, working at the same job.
Yeah.
The oppression is the same.
I got something. This is Psalm 62 and verse 4. It says, they only consult to cast them down from his excellency. They delight in lies.
To destroy us. They only consent to destroy us. Esau got up there and told these other nations, look, as long as we keep them out of power, we'll live good in the earth. Because the moment they get back in power, we allow them to get in power, they're going to put their foot on our necks. So we got to keep them low. And they were like, you know what? They're going back in the history books, and it was true. Okay, they saw that it's true. And it is true. It absolutely is true. Because you other nations are just brute beasts. You need to be destroyed and guided and shown how to live the right way in the earth.
God, it needs to go back to when King David was ruling, man.
Yeah.
That was a time, from the time King David ruled to King Solomon, that was the most peaceful and most intact kingdom that ever existed on the planet.
70 years between the both. 30 for King David and 40 for King Solomon. And the 40 with Solomon was peace.
Yep.
Sirach, chapter 47, verse 13. Solomon reigned in a peaceful time and was honored, for the Most High made all quiet round about him, that he might build an house in his name and prepare.
They were scared to come up against King Solomon because of what King David, the platform that King David laid down before him.
That's right.
Because like that's the son of David, so we got to make sure that we don't act up because David been ruling over us like real harsh. But putting you in order and in subjection and humbling you. Well, by that time you already knew the deal by the time King Solomon got there, and you wasn't on trip.
That he might build a house in his name and prepare a sanctuary forever. How wise was thou in thy mouth? How wise was thou in thy youth, and as a flood there was understanding. The soul covered the whole earth, and thou filledest it with dark parables. thy name went far unto the islands, and for thy peace thou was beloved. The countries marvel at thee for thy...
We were above everybody else in that time period. We had more understanding about the whole earth as it goes. The Most High was dealing with us, giving us, through the Spirit, giving us access to certain things that anybody else without His blessing didn't get to. It was a beautiful time, and that's what we got to get back to. That's when you're saved. When we're back in that living, that's when we really be living. All this shit is dying, man.
It's just ways of death right now.
Yep.
You know?
Hoping you prolong yourself another day.
Yep.
You know? But hey, it's cold oxymoron the Most High got set up for the 2/3. Yeah. The longer you preserve yourself like you're still living, the worse the judgment gonna get.
Yep.
Verse 17, the countries marvel at thee for thy songs and proverbs and parables and interpretations.
Yeah, like Queen Sheba, man. Yeah. She was at awe at the wisdom of Solomon, and she saw the etiquette and the royalty, the it was very prestige, sophisticated, man.
It was that ruling class mentality.
She was at awe at that, man. Cause hey, here it is. She's a queen, and we know these heathens. You know, they worship the queen, man. She has so much respect, but yet this woman that had all this respect, she came over to King Solomon and bowed, man. That lets you know how much honor and respect that we once had. We're gonna end up getting that back, man.
Yep. And the very word queen means hussy or harlot.
Yep.
You know, whore, prostitute. That's what that word means.
So for you Jake women, y'all wishing to be a queen, you better know what the word really actually means.
Yep.
And if you look at the women that call themselves queens, that desire that position of a queen, you're caught right there in that whoredom activity.
Yeah.
You're willing to use that to get that position of power.
I mean, well, shit. A lot of these women that got that Jezebel spirit, they are queens.
Yeah.
And they got a bunch of niggas that they can just run. Yeah. That's what a queen, she practices polyandry. Yeah. She has multiple husbands and they serve her. But we know what the scriptures say. The scriptures say a woman was created for the man and not the other way.
He should rule over her.
Exactly. So there shouldn't be any queens among our people.
Right.
That never existed, man. Yeah. The only time a woman was made queen of our nation was when a heathen made her a queen.
Yeah.
Xerxes, Esther, man. Did she want to be a queen? No, but she had to do it for the salvation of her nation.
Right. I gotta use the analogy that Patrice O'Neal had. He said, "The queen ain't nothing but the king's bitch." Direct quote. She ain't even worth nothing if it wasn't for the legacy of the king, that she was the man that she was with the king. She don't make any real judgments. None of that.
Hey, Karen, you even see that in the show Game of Thrones, man.
Yep.
The queen don't, the so-called queen don't rule nothing. It's the king that's making the moves in the show, man.
It's just a position.
Yeah.
Just a position of observance.
Yeah, because usually the men, they're warriors, man.
Yeah.
So the king, he was the top warrior, man.
Yeah.
He knew. He went out with his armies to go fight the opposing armies. Yeah. Women can't do that, man.
Yeah,
Women ain't got it in them.
You go to that movie Gladiator, and you see how
Marcus Aurelius?
Yeah, Marcus Aurelius, but what was the other guy? The main character. Maximus. That's why he anointed him as the king. Well, he was going to anoint him as the king because he said, "You rule the armies. You have the best intention of Rome or whatever." And the only reason that the king himself wasn't fighting because he was old at that point. But then he said, "How will I be known as a tyrant?" Because you look at that young statue that his son killed him with or whatever, or however that happened. It shows that image of that stone carving of the king, Marcus Aurelius. He actually, you can see he was a big dude with a warrior.
Yeah.
He was old and decayed up and shriveled up at that point. The king is that first soldier that changes he's so good, he changes the odds of the war himself.
But the thing about that, Marcus Aurelius was old, but he was still out there at the battle.
He was at the
Still-
He wasn't
still there.
he wasn't
He was
back
on
in
the front
Rome sitting on his throne
Right.
waiting to hear what happened.
Right.
He was there, still in there with him. You know.
What he say? Father, have I missed the battle? Missed the war? How could you be king?
I got a free.
Yeah, I mean, shit. you a queen, so you think you equal with the king. First of all, the king is responsible for all the land that he has sovereignty over.
Yeah.
So he has to actually protect the interests of the people.
Yeah.
If you can't even guide your own goddamn household, then how are you even able to sit in that position of power? You know? You can't even control that, man. You know? We kind of jumped the gun. We kind of started getting into the women, but you know, but it was based off the scripture that he read, though. You know, I had brought out Queen Sheba because, you know, basically as a people, man, we had a royalty, man. We were on high above all nations, man. That's that. Going back to the Deuteronomy 7:6. We were a special people. We supposed to be over these nations, man. We supposed to be looked upon with high respect, high level of honor, man, dignity. You know?
Integrity.
Yeah, man. But we lost it, man. The Lord put these devils over us.
I had free going into the nations. Psalm 33. It's Lamentations 1 and 7. Jerusalem remembered in the days of her affliction and her miseries all her pleasant things that she had in the days of old, when her people fell into the hands of the enemy and none did help her. The adversary saw her and did mock at her Sabbaths.
And the adversaries always will see the low state that our people are falling into, but they will mock. You know? Hey, it's funny, I'm holding the parable of Lazarus and the rich man, because we're going to trade places like that. You can laugh and mock right now to how low and destroyed our people are. Well, even back as far as the 80s, you can see how destroyed we were coming out of slavery. Well, guess what? You can also start to see that we're growing. Some of us, the elect, or that residue, that remnant, is starting to grow into that position of rulership. Okay, we're getting our spirits ready to own that position of rulership.
I got one more quick. They go with that one. In Lamentations 1 and 21. They have heard that I sigh. There is none to comfort me. All my enemies have heard of my trouble.
It's like a moment of vexation. Okay, and this is that moment of vexation.
Never mind, it's too late. She stopped and pulled out her phone trying to get us to take a picture. I was gonna put up the missile sign so she could take a picture of the missile.
Take a picture of their future judgment.
Yeah.
They have heard that I sigh. There is none to comfort me. All my enemies have heard of my trouble. They are glad that thou hast done it. Thou wilt bring the day that thou hast called, and they shall be like unto me.
Beautiful. Meaning what? The state that they see us in, it's gonna be reversed. You know? But they gonna be on the bottom, man. They ain't gonna have to go to us for the one of our things, man. You know, they women are gonna bulk up against them because the respect is with us. The women only go after power.
God.
We gonna have the power, man.
That's right.
The power is gonna be transferred to us. You know?
I got that parable. Luke chapter 16, we start the top verse 1. It says, and he, talking about Yahweh, and he said unto his disciples, there was a certain rich man which had a steward, and the same was cursed unto him that he had wasted his goods. And he called him and said unto him, how is it that I hear this of thee? Give thy account of thy steward, so like a stewardship, for thou mayest be no longer steward. Get to the point. Let me jump on verse 5. It says, so he called every one of his Lord's debtors unto him and said unto the first, how much thou owest unto my Lord? And he said, 100 measure of oil. Well, let me get to an even better point. Let me start with verse 19. there was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day.
Don't purple mean like royalty?
Yeah, because you gotta have dye to make cloth that color, man, which is an expense. It's an expensive thing. A lot of other colors have to go into it, a lot of other dyes
to make
that color. You know, so it's an expensive thing to have. Okay, so you gotta have money to come up with scarlet and purple. You know, different reds and different, you know, those bright colors. It says it's a position of power in that color, right? It says and there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at the gate full of sores, and desired to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. We were talking about that.
Yep.
You Jackson are so quick to conform just to get the crumbs at the table, even back to the point of the whole reparations thing. Hey, the amount of money that they what was 10 billion or something? I forgot how much they said.
They don't have enough money to give us
They don't.
to give us reparations.
They don't. That's what I'm saying. Whatever that number is crumbs.
Yeah.
Whatever that number is crumbs. We're talking about owning the cake and the table and the floor that the table sits on. And then all the chairs, we're talking about all the people that will come to the table. You know, that's what this Bible is really about. Us having rulership over the whole earth. But you just want the crumbs.
Yeah.
Okay, so watch how this parable unfolds, right? It says, designed to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores, and it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom.
Those dogs represents the other nations. When they licked his sores, that just they kept the sore from healing.
Kept it moist.
They kept it moist. Yeah. So those other nations that licked the sore.
It seems like they're helping. That's what Craig was talking about there. Right? It seems like it's helping cleaning it out, but it's really making it where it never truly heals.
Yep.
But it's part of that whole consensus with our hidden ones against the nation.
Because when you have a sore, it needs to dry up to form the scab. Your hard scab.
The protection.
Yeah. But we keep licking
underneath
it.
that.
Yeah.
So like, I'm just
Go ahead.
Underneath that is that
the membrane
is healing. It's supposed to be healing with that layer of protection under it. Well, if you keep pulling the scab off and you keep it moist, it never truly gets that healing skin-like tough exterior like it's supposed to.
Yep.
Quick script.
Yep.
Zechariah 1, verse 15. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was.
Because the heathen act like they ain't did shit wrong. You know, they act like they don't know, like, it's not us, it's just white. No, you was in on it too. Yeah, bro.
It says, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction.
And they helped, I was just a little displeased, but they helped forward the affliction. With that whole consent, I'm not going to tell them that they're the Israelites. I'm going to sell them malt liquor and tobacco and
GMO food.
GMO and all types of old nasty stuff. They help forward get us into a deeper position of poverty and destruction.
And remember when, going back into the history, when we were allowed to start building the temple, you always had the heathens that was conspiring to offset us from building our temple, man.
And we had to fight where we had to build with our sword in hand.
Yep. Constantly trying to offset us, man, trying to frustrate us from, building up the wall and, basically restructuring the temple. They was like, can we do it? Can we get with y'all? No, this doesn't concern y'all, man. Well, we gonna go and tell the king that y'all out here rebelling, y'all thinking of,
y'all
just
like y'all trying to uprise or whatever.
Yeah,
we was trying to build our temple.
Y'all going against the king, right? Trying to forge these fake ass letters. They do that even to this day with us, man.
The unrighteous decrees.
Yep.
When they see Jake doing something, they put specific laws saying, well, to sell waters on the strip, you gotta have this license. If you wanna have a specific business, you gotta have this license, you gotta go with your health card. We just trying to sell tacos, or whatever it may be.
Providing the service for the people.
Yeah. I feel like you gotta go.
Let me keep reading. It says, and it came, verse Luke 16 and 23. No, 22. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. And in hell he lifted up his eyes, being in torment, seeing Abraham far off.
Oh, Salah, bro, go all the way back to start the top of that verse. 22.
22. Verse 22. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom.
Yep.
The rich man also died and was buried.
Hey, because what does that represent? When basically the end of Esau's world and the beginning of Jacob's world, man. You know, Esau is gonna be dethroned. He's gonna be gone, man. He's gonna be put down. He's gonna go into nuclear. He's gonna die of a nuclear holocaust. The real holocaust. All right, and Jacob is gonna be carried away out from away from that by the angels.
Right. And we're gonna be safe in Abraham's bosom.
We're gonna be safe, man. You know.
Yep. It says 23. And in hell he lifted up his eyes.
And this is after the nuclear destruction and everything.
Yep.
Now the whole world now is back to Jacob's possession.
And that's hell.
It's a new world now.
That hell is speaking of a condition.
Yeah.
He woke up in hell.
That the rich man was on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not talking about burning forever in fire or whatever. It's talking about a condition that Esau's going to wake up in.
Hey, what's that in was that Deuteronomy 28? Curse shall be get that real quick. Deuteronomy 28. Curse shall you be coming in and going out. So when Esau comes back, you know, after his world ends, he's gonna be born to the curse.
28 and 15, 16.
Oh, and also get us a Rock 41.
Curse shall not be in the city, curse shall not be in the field.
It's a little bit more.
No, it's,
going in and coming out. It's like a few verses down.
Oh, here it is, verse 19.
Yeah.
It's Deuteronomy 28:19. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out.
Yeah. So the rich man, he's gonna be born in the hell because he's gonna be under the curse. The curses, man, that's hell, man.
Yeah.
The curses that we went through as a people here in this country, man, that was pure hell, man. Pure hell. All the tribes, man. So it's gonna flip. Esau's gonna catch that hell now. Okay? And that's the portion of the wicked, man. If you could get that for me in Sirach 41, I want to say it's around verse 9. You can start up though. You can start up a few verses. But 9 is the point.
Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 41, verse 7. The children will complain of the ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake.
Hey, they already getting cursed out by the prophets now about what their forefathers have done. And basically they left you a tab. Hey, but in the kingdom, you're gonna be reminded this is why you getting your head kicked in and getting beat with the scepter, man. Because of what y'all done. You gonna complain that, man, we catching hell for what our father. Yeah, you damn right. Just like we had to catch hell for what we did in our past lives, man. As a people, man. We went through the curse. We suffered it. We drank of that cup. So now when you get born into it, here you go, Esau. It's your turn. And you ain't built for that, man. That's how you know we stronger and superior to you people, man.
That's right.
We went through it. We chugged it. We chugged that shit like a champ, man. We went through it. You devils, y'all barely starting to, you know what I'm saying? Like the government shut down for 3 months. Oh, I gotta kill myself. You know, my wife and my children, and you know, my job cut me off and laid me off, and so I'm gonna just go out and do a mass shooting. You know,
Edomites lose all their money on the stock market and jump off a damn building.
Come on, man. You know, but just wait until you actually born into it, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 8, woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High power, for if ye increase, it shall be to your own destruction.
Yep.
And if ye be born, ye shall be born to a curse, and if ye die, a curse shall be your portion.
Hey, yeah. So you gonna go out, you gonna come in cursing, you gonna go out cursing.
We'll tie back into what you said about what's happening. That's what we went through. That's why you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, you're under a curse. If you don't feel like no matter what you do, man, it never truly blossoms and have a true great blessing on it. Even if it is somehow good to some level, it's still like has a bittersweet.
It never comes to its full.
Right, you never really make it.
Yeah, I
You
can't think
never
of the word.
fully, I know fruition, but
Fruition, yeah,
you
kinda.
never fully make it though.
Yeah, it's only
Never
set up.
reaches the height that you wish. So like, bro, it never reaches the height of you see lesser people make it to.
It's only set up for a few token Negroes,
Yep.
a few token Latinos, man.
They bought and paid for it.
And they have to sell their soul for it, man. But if it's honest, ain't no way in hell, man. Yeah, I tripping over the Nipsey Hussle thing, how he managed to take a little strip, a little piece of a strip, you know what I'm saying? But he what he did was he took advantage of what they call an opportunity zone. You know, basically when you take a piece of property that nobody wants because the value is very low, so they make it to where people that have the money, you know, you'll put down on it so you can own it. But the people around that area, they ain't got shit. You know? So that's why it was easy for him to get that little strip mall, because that was what you call an opportunity zone, man.
Yeah, they lease that commercial real estate.
Yeah.
You know? But you know, nobody wants it, so they're gonna go with, you know, the person that has the money to lease it. So.
What heathens like to go? What heathen is gonna trek into that neighborhood? Cause to get to that, to Crenshaw Slauson, you're gonna be riding through the hood a minute to get there. Every day, it's gonna be too much. You're gonna have to live down there.
Any direction from the freeway, you're going to.
It's a minute to get down there. You gotta live there, and if you live there, they ain't gonna let you live there peacefully. And they watching you come up, they gonna watch you cuss them out and kick them out their store for trying to steal. And then then they watch you go home and you live around the corner from them. That ain't about to happen. Nobody wanted that land, you know. And he put a little money on it, but that's still a crumb from the rich man's table. And he probably sold his soul to get all of that. Who's to say?
Yeah. Esau owns city blocks. You know, it's
Strip mall.
yes.
And nobody wants him.
You still hold that? Read that 10th verse. I got it, bro. The 10th verse is good. You read the 10th verse, you stop at 9.
Well, I stopped at 9.
Yeah, read 10.
Verse 10. All that are of the earth shall turn to the earth again, so the ungodly shall go from a curse to destruction.
Right, that's what's gonna happen. The godly's gonna go. The ungodly, you Edomites, you heathens, are gonna go from your curse to destruction, and that curse is ultimately slavery and bondage under the Israelites, and you're gonna be destroyed in your last sins. Mainly you Edomites. Obadiah 1 and 18. Yep. You're gonna be wiped off the face of the earth. Those wicked, I don't know. He said the spirits are gonna come back in the heathens, right? Yeah. But the nation of Edom is no more gonna be
the flesh of Edom.
Yeah, no more that what is it? That leopard. That leprous.
Melaninless. Yeah, no more of that flesh.
More of that.
No more red and pink flesh on the earth.
God.
That's it all.
You still reading that?
Yeah, I was still reading a little more. I don't know if y'all had something. Good. All right. It's verse 24. Matter of fact, 23. And in hell he lifted up his eyes, being in torments, which is the description of hell, right? It says, and was
and what is that torment? us meditating terror. You know. Hell yeah, man. 'Cause we gonna be shipping you like you shipped us. We gonna be separating you and selling you. We gonna do all that shit, man.
Ship your ass from planet to planet.
Yeah.
You know.
Working on this other planet for a little while. We need some work done over
And you know how.
And you gonna get to watch how submissive your woman is to us.
Yeah.
Just like how our women don't have a problem being submissive to you right now, but they'll give us hell. It's gonna be the opposite. Okay.
Your daughter's going
Oh yeah.
to be taken into the harem.
Yeah, the headquarters.
Think about this. Remember
You
how
gonna hear your daughter screaming and shit.
Think about how Jake came over here on the ships, right? How Jake was so-called seasick, throwing up. That's how your Edomites is gonna be when you on those chariots, and we taking you from planet to planet. It's like you going in the spaceship and not having no, the training or whatever. You know how your stomach, y'all gonna be off effed up on them chariots. Shit, we might just put you on the top of the chariot.
I'm gonna run. I'm gonna fly real quick.
Tie your ass to the top of the chariot and take off to another galaxy.
And get there fast enough where you don't have to breathe.
Yeah. The Lord gonna put the spirit on us, man. The thing of all kind of ways to jack you Edomites up.
I mean, but it says it. We ain't making this up. The scriptures say it, man. It also say in Ezekiel that the Lord's going to get his vengeance upon Edom by the hand of his people Israel. And it's going to be according to his anger, his fury, man. All the hatred. We're going to get to finally see the Most High's hatred against Esau when he says, and I hated Esau.
The difference is this, though. We experience a level of it right now, but to be on the good side of that, we're going to rejoice at your destruction, man, through the Heavenly Father.
Because they rejoiced against us. You know?
Yeah, something right there.
Quickly. Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken, and thou shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom.
That's right.
He will discover thy sin.
America's at our last captivity, man. And we gotta go through, man. And we already went through it, man. It's just, just waiting on the Lord to come back, man. We're in limbo. That's it. Waiting for these plagues to start ramping up on this place, man. You got quarantine zones all over the planet, man. It's only gonna increase, man. And what's that? That's the wrath of the Heavenly Father. And Jacob's trouble is about to come, in the midst of that as well, man. You gotta go through all that hell to, get to, heaven, So we gotta go through all this, man. All right? Through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom, man. Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
That's it. Yeah, this is our last string of hell that the Most High is gonna put us through. And then the hell is gonna, welcome to, you gonna catch hell now, man. Right now you exalted, but you getting ready to be placed in Gehenna, man, in Hades. Okay, and Hades is, like I said, you getting separated and sold, your woman, submitting to us and beating you up, beating the shit out you every time you go off. We're gonna be boasting in riches that you can't ever get. All that, man.
This is Jeremiah 49 and chapter 49, verse 12. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken.
You're talking about us. And when we drunk, no other nation has ever went through. That's why it says in Daniel the 9th chapter, for about the evil, a great evil that was done against us, has never been done to any other nation, man. As upon this people, upon Jerusalem. Nobody went like that transatlantic slave trade. There's no comparison.
You can't imagine how bad that truly was.
God.
You can't imagine how bad that. Because there wasn't no cruise liners. It wasn't Carnival, cruise ships. It wasn't all of that, man. It was pack these niggas up and ship their asses fast
Like
as we can get them over
sardines.
this.
Where that sign at? It shows you.
Yeah, it's right there.
Right here. At the bottom, how they was packed in there.
Yep. Shows you the rows, and then it shows you the layers, the columns. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous.
Yep.
This is the top. Look at the layers of how bad this goes. Hey, look, how long does it take to get over here? I mean,
Shit, flying, it take about 6 hours, 7 hours.
Flying, they're going 500 miles an hour.
Yeah.
In the air,
So it probably took maybe
In
a
a
couple
boat?
of weeks,
You just
maybe.
doing this
With the technology back then. It wasn't as advanced as it is now.
Like 3 months.
Right.
3 months, yeah, 3 months, yeah.
It took months to get over. Because when they went around, when the Northern Kingdom went around the Horn of Africa, it took them a year and a half.
Yeah.
So coming from the west coast of Africa, which is a short distance over there, it was months.
Yeah.
Imagine being like that for months. Pissing shit,
People dying next to you.
dying, flesh rotting next to you.
Women on their cycle.
All of that, bro.
Yeah.
Diarrhea, vomit from the seasick, everything.
Cramps.
Hey, pregnant women having their afterbirth and all of that fall on you because you underneath them.
And you laying on it and it's dripping on you.
All that,
man, that's
bro. All in your mouth when you doze off. All kinds of bad shit going on.
Then it's hot and humid.
Bro, it's fucked up, right? Nothing has
Dem-
ever been that bad.
demons fucking with you. Man,
All bad.
all bad. It's
We saw coming on, let me get him out of here and throw him off board before he mess up his whole crop. For one rotten, apple, spoil a whole bunch.
Yeah.
And now you got niggas walking the plank because they just in support. They trying to break loose and swim off and shit. Now they got sharks. The whole thing is just bad judgment that was gonna happen to our people. No matter which way that you're forced into. If you stay on the ship, you die a horrible death after serving slavery. If you jump off the ship, you get eaten by sharks.
they say that
You see all the evil that y'all just discussed, and this is before you even got to the land.
Right.
We still on the journey. We still on the boat, man.
Right.
We didn't even get to all the shit that happened after when we got off the ships.
Yep.
Isn't there it's a spot in the Atlantic Ocean where sharks to this day circle around that area because it was so heavy with slaves that were thrown off them slave ships. And it was multiple. Esau made multiple trips back and forth, west coast of Africa, first from Portugal, Spain, and that area down to the west coast of Africa to Brazil, to the West Indies, to all to that eastern part of America. Over 200 years, they was going back and forth. Yeah. And that goes for the Northern Kingdom too, because the Northern American Indians, they were being shipped from the up there near Massachusetts area, Boston area. They were being shipped to Europe. Some being shipped down south to the West Indies. A lot of those Issacharites in near Mexico, Central America, were being shipped over to Spain and Portugal. So it was, the Northern Kingdom went through it too, but we know that the Southern Kingdom's captivity was more documented. That's how proud Esau is. They were taking pictures of lynchings, putting them on postcards, and keeping it as a, as kind of as a.
Let's go back to grab that again. We didn't make this up. We didn't create this. We didn't do this. We didn't set this up. Even if this came from the movie, something was documented to have it that real.
Hey, bro, we didn't sell ourselves.
Right, versions of the Bible, false versions of the Bible say we didn't offer ourselves, but nobody would buy us.
Yeah. This man's the devil,
This happened to us.
Yeah,
Happened to all of us. This is the Northern Kingdom, the so-called Mexicans right here it happened to as well. It happened to the whole 12.
and it was lynchings in America less than 100 years ago.
Kind.
So stop trying to act like this is ancient.
60 years ago.
Yeah, they try to act like it's
2
ancient.
years
Yeah,
ago.
there's a couple of them.
They still
last year,
happen.
bro.
It still happens.
Still happens.
It still
Yeah.
happens in the South.
Yeah.
You know,
South Carolinas and
Yeah,
places
Georgia.
Like that. Yeah.
Texas. Like it still happens, man.
Kind.
You know. Now Ferguson.
Yeah.
You had one Jake, whose mom was a part of. I guess she was some type of activist, and she was involved in the whole. When that shit went down in Ferguson with Michael Brown, Mike Brown. She was a part of that, and then a few years later, she came home and found her son lynched in their own backyard.
Yeah.
You know,
You on the sweet set? Was that one?
it was something. But it was in a tree, right in their own backyard, man.
It was a Jake that got hung over in Chicago. Got hung in a park by Lake Michigan. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I gotta appreciate it.
Yep.
Joel chapter 3 verse 6. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold,
So like you're moving people around, and we're talking about how Esau's a vagabond of identity theft and all of that. To portray somebody else, you have to remove the identity of those people first. You can't be two of the same people walking around with the same identity. You have to remove you so he can be your impersonator.
They give you your identity.
Hey.
You're African.
And that's like a criminal who commits a crime, and then in order for him to try to get away from law enforcement, he has to go carjack different people, and then because when he committed the crime, he was in this car, so he knew he had to ditch this car, so he went over here and jacked a Hyundai, right? And he went and drove in that. And then people say, oh, they see them get into a Hyundai. So he got out of that Hyundai and got in a damn a Honda Civic. So now he's in that Honda Civic, acting like, I always had this car. This is my vehicle. Just so he wouldn't be caught for what he did in the first car. That's how Esau moves, man.
But those cars are identities, right?
Right, but yeah, he could hide in those cars, man.
verse 7. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them.
You wonder how the hell the Polynesians get way into the islands way, when they were the ones that should have been up in Russia and certain other places.
In Europe.
Yeah, in Europe.
Definitely, that's definitely.
How they get all scattered around until they don't know where they're at. Because Esau doing exactly what the scripture is. Moving people around, shaking it up, so he can be in everywhere. If you're in for your own land, you ain't gonna fight for some other land you don't want to be at. But he can have control of all those lands when you get there.
And don't it say in the law not to remove the landmarks?
Yeah.
Esau's the reason why the maps, the world geography, has always been had to be revised and changed. New cities and all the different, because a lot of wars that have been fought. Yeah, so everything has to always get changed up because of the constant war, man. Esau is why Japheth ain't in Europe. You remove the landmarks, man. We not in our land. Go ahead, man.
Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord has spoken it.
So you're going to get sold into slavery too. I don't know if y'all
I had some too.
I'm gonna go back to the live too.
All right, give it y'all now.
I was going to finish verse 12. I'll just read it from the top. This is Jeremiah 49, verse 12. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?
And surely that cup is punishment. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
Yeah.
That punishment. If you're punished by what you did, you got a fucked up punishment coming. You know? Well, yeah, but let's not forget that it's a reward to her double. So you get a double portion of that messed up temple of praise.
I got something.
It says that Esau, he didn't seek repentance. So all the evil that you've done, you can't even repent from. So that means all those sins, even from way back 2,000 years ago, you still gotta reap that.
Hey, you still gotta get paid back for what the serpent said and for what Cain did. You never got judged as Cain. No, we still not touch it.
Yeah. You couldn't even touch it.
Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and that was not spoiled. That dealt treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee.
That's it right there.
That's that serpent, man. You know, it's biting everybody.
Nobody we could accuse you a long time ago. We weren't tripping on it. But you out here injuring and hurting people, dealing treacherously with us, and we was trying to be cool. You said we was gonna be cool, but you've been deceptive and all this other stuff. You got a tab to pay for that. You gonna have to take that cup of punishment. A cup of dregs. The Most High God Yahweh.
When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee.
I got something. This is Psalms 109, verse 14. It says, "Let the iniquity of his fathers be remembered with the Lord, and let not the sin of his mother be blotted out. Let them be before the Lord continually, that he may cut off the remembrance, or the memory of them from the earth."
And Esau gonna pass away like a dream. People gonna be like, what was that? Who was this Esau? Who was Esau? What are you guys talking about?
He shall perish forever like his own dung.
Yeah. While we pray above the planet. Yeah, we wondering, like you're gonna be myths and fairy tales about Esau.
Yeah.
You know, about wow, there was a man that had red skin. You know? Yeah.
He couldn't live in the sun.
As rye embodied in the flesh, you know, evil in the flesh. That's Esau. You know?
Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau.
Is there anybody worse than this devil? This red ass Edomite? No, he is the worst incarnation ever.
Hey, get him on camera.
Get him.
Yo, man.
There he is.
There it is. In the flesh.
What's up, man?
Esau.
Esau.
What up, E?
That's Esau right there.
That's sad that there's fucking quarantines everywhere. This man walking around with no shirt on. It ain't that hot yet.
We even got a little breeze.
Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know,
That goes back to let's go to Genesis 25th chapter. Breaking down who Esau is, who his brother Jacob is, and on to the 27th chapter about the blessings the division that happened between the two. Right?
for ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. For he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears.
Meaning no matter how much he cried, Most High was not going to give him that birthright. You know? It didn't matter what he did. He cried, you got a blessing for me, Father? You know? And he gave you your blessing, man. You already took it. You agreed to that. You know? So you knew you couldn't get it back, so that's why you've been on your hatred, your hateful tirade against us ever since.
You couldn't reverse the blessing, all right? What happened with the blessing that that Isaac gave Jacob, that's written in stone, all right? It can't be reversed, it can't be changed. Jacob will receive the fatness of the earth, the dew of heaven, and ultimately the blessing of the kingdom of heaven. And Esau, you receive the sword, the fatness of the earth, the dew of heaven. Yep. Done. And that's what it is. It can't be changed. It can't be reversed.
You will rule with the sword.
Yep.
And now that you've done that, this is all that happens. This is all that has to happen right now. This is the way it played out.
Malachi chapter 1 verse 2. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau.
The Most High said, I loved you. And you Jakes don't believe that he loved us. Because all you look around and see is the Most High killing our people, allowing our people to be killed. You see us living in the worst conditions of any people upon the earth. Because you didn't know that you was in punishment right now. You're drinking the drag, not the drag, but you're drinking that cup that the Most High has against us right now. But the tables are slightly turning, but a lot of you are so bugged out you can't see it happen. That the curses are slowly being lifted as they're slowly being put on the Edomites and the other nations. Yeah, bro?
Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau.
Hey, if this Edomite was hated and is living so swell, and I loved you, and you're living so bad, what does that mean when it comes, when the places get swept? That means we're going to live on a higher level, and he's going to be hated on a higher level. Okay? But you don't put the two and two together.
And laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
All his rulership, his power structure, his governments, it's all going to be laid down to waste. They're going to humble before Yahweh Shai and King David, man. Okay, and under the Israelites to be ruled in righteousness, man. And you're gonna get to work. So along with you other heathens, y'all gonna get to work. Y'all gonna build this place up beautiful for us,
right?
According to the majesty of Yahweh, man. Okay. Go ahead, bro.
Whereas Edom says, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Yeah, like we said, that it would thought we read earlier, it would thought that his house would continue forever. He will return and build the desolate places. That ain't about to go down. What's about to go down is you. You go all them desolate places gonna remain desolate, and there gonna be new desolate places that will never be inhabited.
Yeah.
You're gonna be in subjection, and we're gonna get the true greatest land masses on the earth, and we're gonna thrive from there in righteousness. And you're gonna build it up beautiful.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build what I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
That's right.
He has indignation for you forever. Forever. That's forever, ever, like forever, ever. Like a long, like you can't get out of it. So with those words, you so-called Negro Native Americans should be feeling good about yourselves, man. Not in the state that you're in, but in the state that's to come. But now we have to go through all of the Jacob's trouble and all this other stuff to get to it. Okay, particularly for you remnant that's waking up. The 2/3 we have to endure them niggas too. They just like Edomites and heathen as well. Okay, yeah, there are people, but they never gonna get in their right mind. Our people are in their right mind. And that's the remnant that's in the heathen are in their right mind of having one consent to destroy us. We need to be in that same right mind, not to do it on a carnal level like the heathen are doing it, but to do it on a spiritual level, like the scriptures blueprint for us to have it done. Who else? You had something, right?
It's Isaiah chapter 14, verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
Yep.
And the house of Israel shall possess them.
How can we, what is it saying, Daniel? We should, the saints shall take the kingdom, possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. But we're going to take the heathen, which is the rulership, which is the kingdom of heaven. We're going to take the heathen and put them where we want them to be so they can do our biddings for us. They're going to be our employees or our slaves is another way to say it. Okay? Working for Yahweh Ba'ashim Al-Shah to get things done according to his desire. Go ahead, bro.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
Yep, for servants and handmaids. We're servants and handmaids for you. We still got those images of Mammy with the Tupac head bandana deal, with the old fat black woman in the kitchen, the Steffens and from Django's. We was doing all that for you. You gotta do it for us. I ain't gonna have to sit around and birth babies till I got 1 million damn babies. Goddamn, with 1 million babies, bring back the kingdom of heaven. Lord willing, I'm a part of that to take pleasure in that. I ain't gonna do that, no. Pass it to a heathen, the heathen gonna birth my children and do it right. I'm gonna be too busy living it up, making more babies and whatever else is going on in righteousness. Okay? Lord willing, of course. Go ahead, bro.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Once we're out of the captivity, we're going to take you captive and have you do all the things according to our will through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Al-Shah.
And let me make a disclaimer real quick, man. Yep. You know, just for you goddamn unlearned, spiritually retarded Christians out there, man. Because a lot of the Christians interpret this to mean that basically that when we left the captivity of ancient Babylon, we was able to bring Babylonian captives into the land of Jerusalem to possess them. That doesn't make any fucking sense, man. Now we had, you know, our maid servants, and you know, because that was part of our culture, was we had other Israelites that served other Israelites. You had handmaids and you know male servants and stuff like that worked for other Israelites, but they try to say that this was already fulfilled back when the Lord was delivering us back to the land of Jerusalem from the Babylonian captivity. That doesn't make any fucking sense, man. We didn't possess no damn Babylonians over in the land of Israel, because at this time we were still under the rulership of the Persians. They're the ones that took the Babylonians down.
Yep.
We had to get consent from them for everything.
We went right out of Babylon. We didn't actually go nowhere, but the possession from the Babylonians right to the possession of the Persians and the Greeks.
Pay tribute.
The Persians and the Medes. And then right out of that into the Greeks. And then right out of that, you know, we don't get no free period. We're free and live good. None of that in between. It was translated over whoever won the wars between the two took us the spoils. We were spoiled on them.
And if I may say, really, us going back to the king, was that Cyrus that gave us, or was it Darius that gave us the decree to go ahead and to build a temple? That was really a privilege.
Yeah, he didn't have to do that.
He didn't have to do that at all. We would have never built it if the Lord didn't put the Spirit on the king. We still have to answer to them. What that's talking about is when we have our own sovereignty, we're going to be able to possess the heathen in our land. You know? We're going to be able to take the people who had us captive, we're going to make them captive, man. You know? That didn't happen, man. And then it also tell you what the brothers getting ready to read, that basically we were gonna be in rest. We were gonna rest from our sorrows, man. You know? Matter of fact, continue to read that real quick.
And they shall rule over their oppressors. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve.
Hey, that directly goes into Deuteronomy 28th chapter, talking about all those things, those curses directly built, like the description of that right there was directly on us in a curse in Deuteronomy 28th chapter.
Yep.
So all that's going to be lifted off of us. All them curses going to be lifted off of us.
What was that? The curse that talks about 67 or something like that?
Yeah, right around, right in there.
Yeah, Deuteronomy 28 and 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind.
Destroy.
That's how we was paying when we were still allowed to go back and start building up the temple. We were still getting harassed from the Moabites and Ammonites. Our enemies were still vexing us, man. We wasn't getting any type of rest. You know, we had to encounter Haman. Haman was trying to get us exterminated by the king. Writing letters. So how in the hell was that fulfilled back then under the Persian Empire? That doesn't make any sense. So obviously that prophecy was not fulfilled yet. That's going to be fulfilled when we in the kingdom, man.
Right.
Okay?
I gotta pray.
Yep.
Psalms 2 and 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
Yep.
Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron.
Go humble them with a rod of iron. We're going to do it by force. Okay? Because these heathen are dumb. They don't know how to just submit off the top. All of them when they see the chariots in the sky, they're going to get there's fight. Because they don't know how to submit when they're overtaken. But we're going to have to humble them with the rods of men. Okay? We have to humble them with force.
Thou shalt dash them into pieces like a potter's vessel.
That's violence,
Break
man.
their spirits,
It's going to have to be violently, man. It was violent with us. You know, we saw how everybody know the history behind that. Okay? They snatched us up, man, with force. Okay? When they was on them ships, man, they made sure they had them guns, man. No? That was it?
Luke, back in Luke, the 16th chapter.
Oh, I forgot we was...
No, but it all tied in, though.
Yeah.
Because we're showing the trading places scenario. From us going from a captive to a captor, keeping them captive. Okay? And we're going to possess them, we're going to move over them. So, that's a custom. Anyway, it says, I forgot what it is. Where we at? Luke chapter 16, verse, I'm going to read 23 again. And in hell he lifted up his eyes, being in torments, and seeing Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water that cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame.
You want to ease the affliction.
That was more about affliction, not about fire
literal
and
flames.
brimstone.
No, this place of what they call it purgatory. That's Walt Disney, man.
And what do we call the police? We call them the heat.
Yep.
Call the heat coming. Let's get out of here. That ain't got nothing to do with temperature or fire. But we know they come to bring affliction if they pull us over.
Right, because the church will have you believe he woke up in torments, meaning he was, he was in a place of torment, what they call hell or whatever they want to call it, right?
Bound in fire and everlasting fire.
Man with the pitchfork.
Yeah, the Walt Disney shit, right?
Yeah.
The Cartoon Network shit. Now, when you go to Job the 3rd chapter, it tells you about the spiritual realm. When the righteous and when the wicked dies, it tells you how up in the spiritual realm, they're at rest. The wicked cease from troubling.
And then was that Ecclesiastes? It
12.
says, is that where it's at? It says, yeah, you go back to the Father's Spirit who gave it. When the beast go down to the ground, and man, the spirit of man goes back to the Father who gave it.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so all that old fairy tale hell shit, that's not that. It's talking about like the kingdom of heaven is on earth, rulership on earth, living good on earth. Just like hell is the opposite of that, living, being in torments and being in affliction.
And you go from living like the Rothschilds to living like the low level Edomites, you know, strung out on crystal meth and, you know, fentanyl and just bugged out your mind, you know, get whooped on by the police and all type of stuff. You can't find nothing to eat, you know. Those two positions, that's the difference of heaven and hell, man. And y'all super angry at the elite, man, because they blocked y'all out of y'all inheritance. They hogged it all from y'all.
They took a double portion, not to spread it around with the rest of
They gave you the backwash. I mean, you take a big ass swig and you leave like just a little corner, and here the rest of y'all, the rest of you Edomites.
Man, how you doing? Are you guys Israelites?
Yep.
Right on, man. I'm Tony Hart from Facebook. I don't know what you know about me or not.
We're not on Facebook, man.
Well, I usually see some of you guys on Facebook. That's all I know about it. But keep up the good work.
All right, man.
Keep up the good work.
Jake, man.
It says, verse 25, but Abraham said, son, remember that thou in thy lifetime received thy good things. It says, and likewise Lazarus evil things, but now he is comforted, and thou art tormented.
Man.
And besides all this, between us and you, there's a great gulf fixed. So that they which would pass from hence to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that would come from thence. You can't be on this level. We can't ever reach Esau's level. The way he lives in society, they won't be able to reach the level that we live in the kingdom of heaven. We'll snore when we come down to their level. Okay?
And the Most High is gonna control that. You know, just like, you know, we you know, Jake in this world, you know, they wish that they could use their own power to be able to, you know, get themselves, deliver themselves, you know, out of this condition. But how many times have we tried to structure ourselves to try to get up, you know, from up under this devil's, you know, strongholds, man? You know, to try to get away from that yoke. No matter what you do, you still under this man's yoke, man. So it's gonna be the opposite. It's gonna be nothing in the world that they could do to release themselves from under the reign of Jacob, man. You know? The Most High controls everything. Like it says, he rules in the kingdom of men. You know, it's gonna be nothing you could do. You can't revolt. You know, you ain't gonna be able to rise up. You ain't gonna be able to. Ain't gonna be no sword that you can grab because all that is gonna be burnt up. The nations ain't gonna learn war no more, so you're gonna be completely at a disadvantage.
The weapons that you would even attempt to revolt or uprise with are gonna be meaningless. You might, like I said, you're gonna have to beat your swords into pruning hooks. You're not gonna need the weapon. It ain't cause look, if we have spiritual power, forget the chariots, just let us ourselves to torment you mentally with spiritual power. We can fly and do all these other things. But what can you do against that? You know? So why would you even try to fight?
Mind, like, we know what you need is going in the kingdom. We know
Cut that shit out.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
You really thinking about
alligators?
you're thinking about rebellion today.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
We know it yesterday.
for example, just take all your superheroes,
Yep.
villains and just compile them to one entity. All the powers.
All connected. Yeah.
And you're gonna have 144,000, Israelite men with that power, man. You can't go against that, man. You know?
That was pretty much it.
But the scriptures say that there will be no more weapons of war.
Right.
So all the weapons of war are going to be destroyed. And you're not going to have the mind. You're not even going to have the power. You ain't going to have the power to even think about uprising because we're going to be working your ass, from sun up to sundown. 6 days a week.
Normal rally.
That's right. And you ain't gonna have no opportunities. You know?
Opportunity for advancement.
You're just a slave, Esau. No promotions at all.
You're just gonna keep digging ditches and putting dead bodies in it. That's all you're gonna do. You don't get upgraded to baby burper. You don't get none of that shit.
What's the scripture say? You showed no mercy. You have shown us no mercy.
James.
Yeah, you ain't gonna have no mercy, man.
Yep.
You don't have no Edomite that's, promoted above, the other Edomites.
Ain't gonna be no Edomite LeBron James.
Yeah, exactly.
Ain't gonna be none of that. Everybody gonna be low.
Basically, like the concubines, they're gonna be the only ones that's gonna be able to get the seeds, the royalty, because y'all gonna be way away from y'all gonna be way away from all the luxuries, man. Way away from it, man. Your woman, that's gonna fuck y'all up too, man.
Hey, I might talk.
She's only gonna be able to see it just that moment, when she's giving the king a pleasure. That's the only time she's gonna be able to get to see it.
Y'all remember that Christopher Reeve Superman?
Yeah.
Every time he kissed Lois Lane, she forget everything.
Yeah.
That's how I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that to my slave, my
Like,
Hebrew.
yeah, man.
And I'm even going. I'm like, this is the type of terror that I want to torment my slaves. I want to give them like, you can't even go visit your. Once you've seen it, you can't even go visit your family. Forget about it. Like I'm gonna just think of the worst shit and use that against you. You know the words that you come up with, you do that to us. I don't want you to get defiled with the rest of your family.
I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how cold Esau is, man. There's you go up to the Bay Area. You have a county called Marin County, and there's a separation, which is the 101 freeway is what makes the divide. On the left side of the 101 freeway, they got a place called the Jungles. A lot of people know about that place because Tupac, for a certain period of time, he actually lived in those jungles. Basically, the Jungles is some project buildings where there's a bunch of Jakes, a bunch of so-called Negroes that live very destitute, very low.
Walking that mountain.
You gotta watch Satan, man.
Anybody heard the word? Who heard the word?
I'm
walking down this line.
And let's tune him out. Let's see. We can just tune him out.
You gotta go around, bro. You gotta go around, bro. Just let him go.
Go ahead, man.
Go ahead, Satan.
Go ahead, man.
Back up, Brian.
That's Gad right there, man. Gad is he's
Let me start again.
That's a so-called native, man.
Say that word again.
You don't even get him, man. This is what Esau did to Gad got overtook, and this is their estate because really it goes back to depression, man. Drinking a lot, and they put them they keep them spirits on them. And Esau set it up that way just to remind himself of the defeat that he had against
Listen to him. He is preaching the right word.
Our people are gone, man. And then you got a 50-year-old Tupac that just walk around, every day, That's a tour.
I'm like 175 years old.
Excuse me, bro. It's all good, man. It's all good, bro. It's all good, bro. It's all good.
Can you give us some space, please?
It's all good, man. It's all good, bro.
Never touch, brother. man.
You gotta do respect.
You gotta, hey, that's cool, man. It's all cool. Yeah.
Okay, we understand. Can you give us some space, please? Get back up, please.
He feels the presence up here, man. He feels that presence here, man. See that? He feels the presence though, man.
Reach in with your fucking shoe so I can hear your shoes.
That's all good, man. You don't have to bow to us, man.
You
are, we brothers, man. It's all good, man.
don't try to match up to him.
You know?
Bro, you supposed to be a good man also. You gotta get your mind right, bro.
It's all good, man.
Hey, leave me alone.
Yeah, he got spirits on him.
All right, let's keep going now. Hey, bring out some scripture.
Who was reading? I was in on that because
Let me read that.
I was making a point.
Right.
All right, basically dealing with how Esau, you know, how he looks down upon us.
Preach, brother,
You know,
preach.
basically, going back to what I was
Let that
going
beard
on,
bang.
you had over there in Marin County, the 101 freeway separates. You got the lowly Jakes.
Look,
Come on, bro.
look. But you
Get out of here,
need
man.
to be smaller.
It's all good, man. You gotta
Are you
chill.
fighting for it?
You gotta chill, man.
You're fighting.
You're intoxicated.
No, you're fighting for it. You are. You are.
Spirits on you.
Oh, I need to elaborate.
You are. You're not gonna wipe me out.
Okay, get a script.
I had Hosea.
Read for me,
Isaiah
please,
4,
brother.
6.
I will not hurt him. You are a big tough guy. Let him. He had more power than you. Yes. Preach, brothers, preach.
It's a wrap.
No.
It's Ecclesiastes 5 and verse 1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the Most High.
Hey, so be careful what you do when you come up here.
I'm careful.
We're not gonna do nothing.
No, because I know what to fight you.
The Most High God, Yahweh, is gonna do it.
Really?
I wish you be afraid.
He's in subject to the spirits. The spirits is kicking, is whooping him.
The Father of Spirits right now is letting.
How about you on his feet?
He's controlled, man.
How about?
You know, and the scriptures go into that.
You want to see my flesh?
You know, he's occupied by a left-hand force. That's stronger.
I got Yarka Shatan.
Please.
I got Yarka Shatan.
Please.
The Ark of Shaitan by Yahushai.
Let him
The Ark of
go.
Shaitan by Hashem Hamashiach Yahushai. The Ark of Shaitan by
Let him
Hashem.
go.
Yeah, I was
The Ark
sorry.
of Shaitan by Hashem Hamashiach Yahushai.
How you say it?
The Ark of Shaitan.
The Ark of Shaitan by Hashem Hamashiach Yahushai. 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 The Ark of Shaitan by Hashem Hamashiach Yahushai.
Love me. They are loving me because I show my love, and I know him too. God, yeah.
Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the Lord, and be more ready to hear than to give sacrifice of fools that consider not that they do evil.
But he don't know what he's doing. He's under.
I'm gonna fight the devil.
He's under possession right now.
Look,
You know,
Jake trying to wake up.
and he's fighting. He's struggling with it. You know?
why are you trying to take me?
I know. And basically, this is when the scriptures talk about hell. That's exactly what that is. It's a condition. It's a state of mind, man. The scriptures say, "Give me." What's that in the Apocrypha?
That's the spirit.
Give me
Any plague except the plague of the heart.
Speak.
You know.
Why can't you speak?
Somebody get that. I think it's in Sirach. It might
Why
be the
can't you
25th chapter.
speak?
Where you going, bro?
Be careful, bro.
Why can't
Be careful. Yeah, let him go. See, this dude just backed into all the cars that come. Bro. Damn, man. Get that, bro. Sirach 25th chapter, man.
25th, yep.
Fuck, man.
It's like the 12th and 13th verse around there.
Give me neither plague.
This is Sirach chapter 25, verse 13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman.
Hey, but let's just focus on the
plague of the heart.
The plague of the heart. That's what he's dealing with, man.
Hey, didn't the ancient prophets do that? They do dirt upon themselves.
Yeah.
In the state of
Hey, he was mourning, man.
prophecy.
This dude is he's like tears and
For real,
he's crying out, man.
Exactly.
Because them spirits got the stronghold on him, man.
Yep.
You know? This is all spiritual, man. This ain't a matter of flesh and blood.
One thing he said, I'm trying to walk a straight line.
Huh? I heard it.
Before you.
Huh?
This is Ephesians chapter 6 and 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
That's it. And principalities, that's going into, angels and demons, man. And they all, the Most High uses them and they control from the spiritual realm. You know? Those forces are way stronger than the physical realm, man. They're way stronger than us. And Yahweh Shai, he had ultimate power over that. You know? Remember when he cast out the demons into somebody find that. You know? Be careful, be careful, be careful. Be careful, be careful, be careful. Hey.
Shaitan.
Hey, the Ar Shaitan. The Ar Shaitan by Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. That's Satan right there, man. That's Satan. Shaitan is on him. That's Shaitan right there, man.
Let me free, my brothers. Let me free. Let me live another life.
Be careful, man. He's tormented, man. The spirits, bro. Hey, man.
Yeah, I think that's
And I notice when we say the name of our Lord, it's kind of like he just,
Yeah, he bug out, bro.
Yeah.
Name Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I rebuke you.
Yeah, man. He because that name is power, man.
Arashaka Satan Ba'ashem Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
It's like
You looking for it?
yeah. When he cast him into the pigs.
Oh, God.
He jumped off into the cliff.
I believe that's Matthew. It might be like Matthew 8, maybe, or it could be around there. Yeah, get Matthew 8. Yeah, start at verse start at 30. Start at damn.
You read it, bro? Start at 30. It's Matthew 12 and 30.
No. Start at 28.
It's Matthew 12 and 28. It's Matthew 12 and 28. But I cast out devils
Look, he got
by
so
the
much
spirit of Yahweh Shem
strength.
Yahushai.
He got a lot of strength. Look at him. Look at that. Hey, cause spirits give you extra strength too. You know? Yeah, man. There you go. Satan just sent them away. You know?
Possessed.
Possessed.
Matthew 12 and 28.
Oh. This dude about to call him one of the buses.
That video about to happen.
Let's bring this scripture out.
It's Matthew 12 and 28. But I cast out devils by the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, then the kingdom of the Most High is come unto you. Or else how can one enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods? Except first,
Hey,
burn the strong man.
That type of demon, you gotta like we would have to fast to get that type of demon out, man.
Yeah.
The Most High, obviously, even us, you know, trying to rebuke the demon, and the demons got stronger. Really, the Most High is fucking him up, man.
Right.
That, he might have just been a wicked ass dude, man.
That was what he was fighting. That's why it was. If you listen, like I was listening closely to what he was saying. It's like, please let this come up off me. Like I want something better than this. This life is fucked up. So he was crying and beating on the ground, wanting to be free out of this captivity. He can feel it, but his spirit feels it.
Right.
And his flesh is captive to it. He's like, I need another. He said it right there. Like, I want another flesh. I want another life.
Yeah.
You know. And that's what this truth is about. That's why he came here and was saying the thing he was saying. He was weeping. Think about what he did. He didn't do any real harm over here. It was all frustration. You know, the Most High kept him in check to a certain degree, but that fight of that demon within him, trying to break free, the spirit trying to fight that demon off. And he was saying like, I fight you, Satan, get away from me. He was saying stuff like that. Jake wants to get free, but don't know how. But through the spirit, where was he at? Dude, he wasn't acting that same type of fool over there.
He came over here and started acting like
he started acting like
he kind of paced, like jumped over there, and then it seemed like when he got to that tree and he saw us, that's when he went ape shit, man.
See? As soon as we looked at him, he came on.
And he kept on saying like he basically like he was trying to like keep reading scriptures. So
come on,
keep that going.
You're a good man. Please help me.
Suppose you say he was going to the tree. The tree was next to the living water, bro.
Yeah, man.
We want to get free. That's the state. If you look closely, that's the state of our people right now. That's the state of our people right now. They're bugging out and don't know why and don't know the right direction to go in. Well, that's why we're here. We didn't just cast him off like that. We were telling him to calm down. We weren't gonna make him leave. But at the same time, it's like, hey, you gotta keep a certain, like, come on. You know, you gotta keep a certain something about you. But he was fighting such strong demons on him, and he was and all the spirits of the drinking. Cause I smelled the thing when he was back over there. As soon as he crossed the street, I smelled it. So when he was doing all that drinking, all that heavy drinking, he can't fight that off. You know how much he probably wish he could sober up.
When he
picked
this heavy ass cooler as full of drinks and ice and stuff with one fucking hand and was just doing that with it,
this thing full of waters and ice.
That dude was he had strength. He had strength, man.
It was like, oh shit.
Hey, that reminded me because when you read about that encounter of those vagabond Jews, when the spirits troubled the dude, and they thought they was gonna be able to cast the demons out in the name of the Lord. The demons like Yahushua, I know, Paul, I know, who the hell are y'all? You know. See, like for example, you know the way this went down. I mean, he didn't. If we wasn't right, if the Lord wasn't dealing with us, he would have probably fucked all of us up.
Yeah, we would have been fighting.
He would have been fighting, man. He would have, and a person that got that high level of demons on them, it's gonna be hard to fight. They'll hurt you, man.
We have to damn near knock him unconscious.
Yeah, we'd have to knock him out, man.
Somebody have to hold him down or something.
I might have to take this fucking
I had a feeling like
just blah, you know.
I think he was trying to pour the water on himself.
Yeah.
Pour the water on himself.
Yeah, that's spiritual.
Yeah.
That's spiritual, man.
Said all that, throwing the water, because he's probably inflamed right now.
Hey, that's how. Hey, when people get on those drugs like the K2, that's what happens. They get super hot. It's like a fire on them.
Need some milk.
Yeah.
He probably was out here for the fight, and he's probably off something and got fucked up last night, and shit, heavy demons up on him. Yeah, hell yeah.
Finish this in Matthew 8, and then you can get that on the vagabond.
Matthew, I'll read. Sorry, top again. Or else, how can one enter into into a strong man's house and spoil his goods. Oh, verse, okay, Matthew 12 and 28. But if I cast out devils by the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, then the kingdom of the Most High is come unto you. Or else how can one enter into a strong man's house?
Yeah, because it was talking about Beelzebub above that, right?
Yeah, that's what they were saying about Yahweh Shai.
Right.
Oh, he's doing that in the power of Beelzebub.
Hey, but think that dude stayed pretty much check. He was really supposed to really wild out.
Yeah.
We didn't see that happen before. He's really supposed to wild out more, but if you were listening to what he was saying, he wasn't trying. He was just trying to express himself about how he felt about over here. Okay, and so but now he's kind of, I don't know what he did now, but he kind of pulled himself. He kind of pulled himself together a little bit to walk away. He was looking, he was like, okay, fuck it, he just got up and walked off. Away from over here, because he realized we wasn't gonna receive him like that. You're not in your right mind. You need to get all the spirits and demons off you first, and be able to be sober-minded when you come up here.
Heavy demon.
Yep, but what does it say about when you drink like that? It's because you were ready to perish, for one. The scriptures say, but the other thing, people drink like that for the sorrow that's going on within you. And his mouth began to make a saying.
That was a Gadite, man. Yeah. That was a straight up Gadite, man.
He can feel it.
Totally defeated, man.
He knows this ain't the end all be all for what life is supposed to be about.
And guys like that, when he's in that estate, the cops will blow you away. You know, he might get killed by the police, man.
Because he'll try to fight the police, and they quick to, if they feel any kind of thought of their life being in danger, they're gonna blast your ass.
And now send him to the Catholic Church or to these Christian churches and let them try to heal them and see if they don't get their whole church trashed up. The Spirit ain't working with your churches, man. See, he normally would have had that opposition with us, but the power had him in check over here. He felt the presence, man. That's why he was saying, man, the power is with you. The power is with he was saying that, man.
Yeah, we was condemning, rebuking Satan in the ancient Hebrew, man.
God.
That's the language of the heavens, man.
God.
And his spirit and the spirits on him all heard that.
Yeah.
Felt it.
His brother getting his experience right now. This is the work of the Lord, man. This is what we do with.
That's the elements,
you know.
There's been camps where other camps in other cities where they cast out demons from the person and they got up and walked down the street with straight.
That's almost what happened. That's almost what happened. Matter of fact, read that script, bro.
Or else how can one enter a strong man's house and spoil his goods except he first bind the strong man and then he will spoil his house?
To bind them demons off that dude first. First off, we gotta get them demons off of him. Secondly, then we can begin to put the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua in him. But you gotta get rid of that strong demon that's on him first. And with a drunken mind like that, you can't win. You can't win with that.
You know, if he's from here, he may come back 2 or 3 weeks later in his right mind. And have no recollection of his whole situation that just happened.
You might walk by or come to really learn. You never know. Depends on how
what did you read?
You that 28?
20, I read 28, 29. Matthew 12. We're going to start up at
8.
Well, you in Matthew's the 12th chapter?
Cast out.
I was talking about the 8th chapter.
8 and 28.
I was wondering, I was like, when we going to get to what?
Yeah, I'm waiting on that part to happen.
8 and 20.
Yeah, Matthew 8 and 28.
28. All right, it's Matthew 8 and 28. And when he was come to the other side into the country of the Gergesenes, they met him, 2 possessed with devils, coming out of the tombs, exceeding fierce.
So that's why, hey, we'd have read that on, that would have took care of that.
Yeah, man.
That would have took care of that.
Exceeding fierce, man, meaning they had ultra strength. When they scream, they could scream super loud and don't get tired. They don't, like when we, for a certain period of time, we can Yeah, but after so long, we be like, damn, I'm drained, I'm tired. No, when you possess, you can keep going.
Hey, that's what do you think Sasha Fierce is? That's why Beyonce can sing like that. That's why a lot of you rappers, you demons on you can rap like that. Because you keep going and going and going, and then you don't get fatigued like that.
Like when Jake be off Sherm.
Yep.
Jake is just
spirits
on him. They extra strong. They you know.
That nigga Chris Brown, he smoked squares, man.
Oh, that dude.
He dancing all fucking night, man.
Yeah.
Dancing the singers.
Exceeding fierce, so that no man might pass by that way.
Hey, niggas, Jacobs was like, I ain't finna go around that motherfucker.
They taking a long way home and shit.
I'm not gonna go nowhere near this nigga. That nigga's off. He's
Hey, I had a
you
cousin
need to call
on
the
Serve
peoples
like that.
to get him.
I had a cousin on Serve like that.
Yeah.
He used to be in the bushes, working like a dog, bro, 3 in the morning, having his thing going.
Yep.
And like people coming home or going out, whatever they're doing. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go this way. This nigga might bite me like a real dog, bro. He tripping. Come on, to come get this nigga out of the bushes. Yo, he tripping.
Yeah, man. Them demons, man, they rowdy, man.
And it played out like this, but that showed how strong he was. That showed how strong he was, though. That showed how strong, because that demon was supposed to take over and tear shit up.
Yeah.
But he couldn't. And that's why that one in Ecclesiastes kind of hit the point a little bit. Yeah, hey, stay in control while you over here, man. Relax. And he fought that demon as best he could. Then he went up the block.
That's right, man.
You used to read, right?
Yeah. Verse 29, and behold, they cried out, saying, what have we to do with thee, Yahweh Shai, the Son of the Most High? Art thou come hither to torment us before the time?
Oh, wait, hold on. They're like, what's... Everybody's scared.
That was the demons talking.
They was tormenting everybody that came upon them, or they seemed like I ain't about to deal with them. And they saw Yahweh Shai like, ooh, you come to fuck with us, or you gonna torment us?
Before our time?
Yeah, we supposed to still be bouncing to and from.
Yeah.
Watch what he said.
Because they fear him.
Yeah. Just like he knew to keep them demons on him in check up here. Yeah. Because what happened, whatever he performed up here, he had to be judged for that later. Yeah. And that's why I don't want brothers to take it the wrong way of what was going on. He was really trying to get free. And he felt like I might be able to get free over here. That's why he was standing here like this, like I want to be, y'all look free. I want free. I want to be like y'all. He was like, what do I kiss y'all feet, slap you with something? I got to do something.
That's what he was doing.
Yeah, like let me, please. I know y'all got it. You know? That was heavier than the average mind can discern. I look, hey man, you drunk, man. Regular 2/3 take would probably whip his ass or something.
Yeah, they wouldn't have been able to detect that he's under spirits. You know?
Right.
Because Jake is carnal.
Drunk, man, you know, that whole evil eye cursing the whole time. Put him into play.
See, us being spiritual men, we was able to understand what was going on. The average people walking around like, what the fuck is, what the hell is that? What's going on?
They would have thought we was doing something to them.
Right.
Or whooping them or something.
That was all spiritual, man.
Hey, nobody would, like the cops, like 2 or 3 cops went by.
Yeah.
It seemed like some of this shit, I looked at one cop, wait a one thing on this corner, the cop doing like he don't see shit, he don't see us, he don't see him. Yeah. Like horse blood.
He was crawling as the cop drove by.
Yeah. The cop drove by like he's in the street.
I mean, they do see this kind of shit every day, though.
Right. He just drunk. He'll sober up a little bit.
He's the one that was laying there when the cops came.
No.
No, that was somebody else.
That was somebody else.
That was another Edom.
Oh, he was wearing the same
Edomite.
color outfit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say.
I got a preset.
Is that it? No, it's almost over.
And when there was a good way off them a herd of many swine feeding, so the devils
I
besought.
was thinking about this. I was like, we should try to cast the demons on him into the Edomite bikers over there. That's just a thought, but it happens fast.
So the devils besought him, saying, if thou cast us out, suffer us not to go away into the herd of swine. And he said unto them, go. And when they were come out,
Go.
they went into the herd of swine, and behold, the herd of swine ran violently down a steep place into the sea and perished in the waters.
Yep.
And you know what this brings out? It shows you that it was a herd, so it was multiple demons.
Yep.
It wasn't just a demon, it was a legion of demons. Because it said a herd of swine, that could be anywhere from 100 to 500 pigs.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of demons on those two men.
Yep.
So it shows you it's multiple demons when it be on people. It's just like that guy that was up here. It wasn't just one demon. He had. Oh man, yeah. He had a lot of demons.
He wanted to die.
Yeah.
Because the way he was backing into the street, knowing the cars was coming.
Oh, yeah.
He's trying to die, man. Hey, that's why.
Our eyes like,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh shit, like I got a little nervous. Like, hey,
Bro, I was like, hey, you know, I'm kind of concerned for him. Like, yo, I saw a fucking bus come by. I was like, oh shit.
Oh man, when he was crawling in the street, he didn't know if who had the right of way or not. You know, it could have been a green light going that way, going south and east and west that never saw. Yeah, because you don't see nobody crawling across the damn street. Especially with these Edomites driving around here with these big ass trucks and stuff.
down here smoking shit.
Yeah.
But see, they said that the pig, the swine, they basically rushed violently down a steep, and they ended up running into what was that, the sea?
Yeah, it said perish violently down a steep place into the sea and perished in the waters. Like it was a cliff.
So basically, they committed suicide.
Yeah.
When you get them demons on you, man, that's the reason why people try to kill themselves, man. And those like the pigs, like animals, even though they're fleshly and carnal, but they could be spiritual too.
Yeah.
They know when demons are around.
What was that? That was it the donkey that saw the angel?
Yeah. Balaam.
Hey, see that angel?
They rather cast themselves into the sea and die than to suffer with them spirits, man. That shit is no joke. That shit is no fucking joke, man.
And a lot of our people walk around willingly want these demons and spirits on them. How the Most High gonna cleanse you that?
Hey, that's
he
hell.
was trying to get it. He acknowledged that he didn't want it on him.
Yeah. It's better to die than to live in a state like that, man.
Hey, something else I know about demon possession. When these demons possess flesh like that, that's why they be trying to hurt the flesh so they can try to feel it. They want to feel that flesh. Like some of them will cut themselves and shit like that. The demon is trying to feel that they in that flesh. Trying to hope that they feel that flesh like that.
I got two. Vagabond and I got this. Luke chapter 10 verse 19. Behold, I give you the power to tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall be any means hurt you.
That name of Yahweh Shemashah is a strong tower. It gives us the power to be able to deal with demons on that type of high level like that. To deal with men or people that have heavy demons on them like that and not get messed up. You know, because we're protected through the spirit of Yahweh Shemashah.
I'm going to start at verse 17. Luke 10 and 17. And the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name. Through thy name. Even the devils are subject unto us through thy name.
Right?
And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven.
I was trying not to imagine that Jake is doing something wicked. I was like, hey, man, hold my sword. I don't want to just start bugging out. Just never knew what he was going to do.
And the Most High had him to where, like, no, don't touch my servants. You want to take your frustration out? You hit the wall, the cooler. You know, don't touch them. And he was swinging at our shoes or whatever. But really, we know what that was about.
Right.
You know, it wasn't. He was pleading, man.
He wasn't like swinging at our legs or nothing where,
He wasn't trying to hurt us. He wasn't trying to hurt us.
He just had extra strength. That nigga had energy, man. You know, you could be as small as this brother, Banyakanan, man. But you could have if the number of level of demons get on you. You could fucking break. You could punch walls, man.
So if that's true about demons, how much more true is that about the spirit of Yahweh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Legion, he broke chains, man.
Yeah.
They had to tie him with chains. He was bound with chains, and he broke them, man.
Legion, when I had up in the story, we talk about that.
Verse 19, behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Notwithstanding, in this rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you, but
spirits are subject unto Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua.
Right.
So it's like, it's not on that the devil's over here fighting God and they going heads and the devil winning a little bit and God winning down. Everything is under the power of the Most High God Yahweh. And they fight, even Yahweh, look, what the demons say when Yahweh walked up from Luke 8 chapter? Say, hey, what are you doing here? So they're subject unto him also. Okay? And they're subject unto the servants. Okay? According to the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. But the beautiful part was, all the bugging out he was doing, the spirit of the Heavenly Father had us to understand what it was and what it was going into. And why.
But rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven.
Yep. Rejoice because we're willing. All of our names are written in heaven. Yep.
Acts 19 and 13. I'm starting 10. And this continued by the space of 2 years, so that all they which dwelt in Asia heard the word of the Lord Yahushua, both Jews and Greeks. And Yahweh wrought.
Yeah, no, Jews and Greeks are all Israelites. Don't be stupid. We ain't gonna read past it like we don't know that we gonna heard this. No, those Greeks were actually Israelites in a Gentile state of mind. Hellenists. I bet the word Hellenist or Hellenistas is written. Hellenist. Like Helen or Hellenistas is right.
It's Helen. It's Helen.
And the Most High wrought special miracles by the hands of Paul, so that from his body were brought unto the sick handkerchiefs or aprons, and the disease departed from them, and the evil spirits went out of them.
Yep. Proven when you get sick, there's a demons on you. Proven when you in torment like that, there's demons on you plaguing.
That's right.
Then certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits.
Let me prove that I got the power too. That I'm an exorcist. Man, it's like you said.
It's like them motherfuckers in the churches, man.
Yeah, the church.
All that shit that they do in the churches, the so-called miracles, that shit is all rehearsed. It's scripted. It's fake as hell, man.
Active.
That's the television, what they call it, the TBN.
Yeah, the Bible Network.
Yeah, man. That's all for show, man. That's reality show scripted religion scenes, man.
Televangelists. Like that damn Hamite that so-called brought that guy back to life. That's all scripted.
And that little casket.
That little casket. Yeah. Nigga was breathing in there the whole time.
Yeah, man. That's not real power, man. Okay?
We don't see real power.
Yeah. We gonna see it, man.
Coming soon.
Verse 13, then certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits the name of the Lord Yahushua, saying, we adjure you by Yahushua whom Paul preacheth. And there were seven sons, one Sceva, a Jew, and chief of the priests who did so. And the evil spirit answered and said, Yahushua I know, and Paul I know, but who are ye?
And we don't respect you. What name are you coming in? We know them because of their position in the name that they come in. But who is you? Right?
And the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on, them, and overcame them, and prevailed against them, so that they
have the IUIC out here.
I remember that.
Yeah, so Issacharites, they was saying, you know how IUIC appealed to the crowd. Any wonder, random person, hey bro, what do you think about this? Before you know it, they got into it, and they start fighting. He was out there like the next week or so.
Yeah, because it was that Muslim dude that tried to get into it with us.
Yeah.
And then he ended up humbling down in the spirit, and he ended up revealing that he was out he was out there the previous week or whatever, and he saw the IUIC. He thought we was part of them, but he saw that we were different. He said, "Man, he tried to come. I guess he may have got, he tried to get all hard with them, right? But he said basically when he came to us, this was like what 2014. It was years ago. He basically ended up telling us that the so-called Mexicans that was out there that night, I guess they was having a dialogue, and of course, so-called Mexicans, they bugged out, man. These probably was some Sereno type of gangbanging ass Issacharites, man. So they encountered them, and I guess they had the dialogue or whatever, and then it got to the point where words was exchanged and they got heated, and then next thing you know, he said the Mexicans basically just pounced on him. On the IUIC, man, they had to shut camp down because they, and we was getting on them like, hey, see what happens when you deny the power of the name of the Lord.
They was at the denying the name of the Lord.
They denied the name of the Lord. They was blaspheming the name of the Lord. So we,
so like the neighbors up there playing these games. Look what I found out here in the rock. He was rolling.
Yeah,
he was doing
make a mockery, man. Yeah.
All of them.
Hey, IUIC Vegas ain't gonna never. Y'all gonna keep that, but hey, we know.
Brothers, hey,
okay.
Keep the dream alive. I read all the rules right there. It's all good.
All right, man.
Mexican. Okay. One at the bottom.
All right, man.
And prevailed against them, so that they fled out of that house naked and wounded.
Hey, like the IUIC, they had to shut down. They had to get up out of there, man. So sometimes stuff like that can happen, man. And that's not to say that we're on like we're supermen or that we're tough. Anything can happen to us while we out here. But I believe the reason why that happened to them was to teach them a lesson.
That's right.
You think you coming out here in the spirit and power of the Lord, but you're out here blaspheming the name. You're out here being a full-blown hypocrite. So there's no power in that name. So when they encountered y'all, they weren't trying to hear shit. And they what the dude said, the Mexicans got the best of y'all, man.
You still reading?
Yeah. Verse 17, and this was known to all the Jews and Greeks, also dwelling at Ephesus.
And they all heard about it.
Yeah.
They all heard about this that went on. Yeah.
And fear fell on them all, and the name of the Lord Yahushua was magnified.
Yeah, because the demons set the name.
Yahushua, I know. Paul, I know. In the name of Yahushua, but who are you?
Exactly.
I got a precept.
It's Proverbs 18:10. The name of the Lord Yahweh Shai is a strong tower, and the righteous runneth into it and is safe.
Yep, that strong tower, that name. Hey,
and that's only for the elect though. Because if you wicked and you use the name,
it'll backfire.
It could still be a curse to you, man. Yep. Bad shit could still happen, man.
I got another proof.
Like those vagabond Jews.
It's Nahum 1:7. The Lord is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble, and he knoweth them that trust in him.
Yep.
Trust in their name.
And if we would have had doubt or lack of faith in the moment, we would have acted like a 2/3.
Yeah, you got smashed up, man.
And he got to a point where it was edgy to determine what he was really trying to do. You couldn't tell, like, you up here fucking up or you up here bugging out.
Right. When you picked this up, I was like, okay, this is where it really is getting to that So let me, you know, we kept our composure and we saw what it was in the spirit. But it could have went there.
I thought he was gonna dump it all out. That's what I really thought was gonna happen. I was like, oh shit! I just took my swear back up.
Should have did his head in there.
Poured out a bottle or something. Water or something. You know, woke his ass up.
Yeah, he ended up getting back on the ground. Hey, Hey, but that's what, you know, and this is what we have to deal with out here on the highways and byways, man. That's why you brothers out there that watch us, don't just be on some sideline cheerleading shit, man.
Right.
If you really believe in this thing, you got to get out here and deal with this, man. That's part of the work.
Make your body a living sacrifice.
That's it.
Whatever you're afraid of happening to you could have just happened to us, but it didn't. But all your fears, believe me, when I first came into this truth, before I went on the street, I saw something back in 07. Man, some stuff the apostles was going through, and the elders were going through. You see, you like, oh snap! They cut the camera on. You think they brawling? What you think happened? They was out there brawling, and the crowd trying to come up against them and all of this. But then, a couple days later, another video come up of a continuation. They just back out teaching, or the next week they just back out teaching. You gotta really present yourself in faith to come out here, because it's not easy. It's not easy knowing that drunk ass, especially in Sin City, but anywhere. Knowing that drunk ass Jake or a crazy ass Edomite or whoever the hell else will come up and rise up against you. Okay? That can happen. But you have to prove your faith that you're gonna stand strong and faithful to Yahweh Shem Shai. But wait, somebody get like Ezekiel the 3rd chapter.
Go with it. 2 Timothy 4:2. Preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort, in all long suffering and in doctrine. In season, out of season, so year round. You know, dealing with the elements, dealing with the weather, dealing with bug out ass niggas out here, dealing with scoffing Edomites. All right, dealing with the police, dealing with these Edomite centurions.
All right. Man, this just show you it's not a game, man.
Yeah.
It's not a game when you come out here, man. Be serious.
It shows you your faith by your works. Your faith by your works.
Right.
Because when these brothers was out here and bug out niggas, said, "Oh, don't come back next week." A person that had a spirit that was just faking it, they wouldn't have came out because they was scared of what a man could do to them. No, they came out here next week, and the week after that, diligently pushing his word in season, out of season, not just when it's convenient.
Yep. That's right, man. Hey, because the Lord have not given us a spirit of fear, right? But of a sound mind, man.
Contract spirit.
You have more on that?
That was it.
All right, start the top of that.
It's Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 1. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this robe, and go speak unto the house of Israel. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that robe.
This is what that's what we're out here doing. We ate the robe. Now we can understand. We came out here to teach to the best of our ability. You know, and we come out here making our life a living sacrifice, and it's gonna go deeper into it. Right?
And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this robe that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness.
Hey, and it's all sweet. Gaining this knowledge, that's all great. Especially you guys that believe that you're learning about being an Israelite and all this stuff on the computers. All that's wonderful, but when you come out here on the streets and you have to pull the precept in the moment, and you have to cast out a demon in the moment, and you have to endure demons and questions and all types of stuff, and you study it, all of that becomes, it was sweet at first, but now when you're out on the streets and there's temperature and there's concrete, your back hurt, all this stuff is happening to you, it becomes more. And it means more, but it means more to the Heavenly Father also. Go ahead, bro.
And he said unto me, Son of man, go, get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak with my words unto them.
And so it'd be sweet thinking it's easy to speak to these Israelites, but he about to also, the Spirit's about to give us a warning with this coming up. Go ahead to Ezekiel.
For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of an hard language.
It ain't gonna be something that they're gonna be captivated by you just because of who you are. Our people see us and see themselves in us and see the losers that they are and want to believe that we're losers as well. So they're not moved by what we're out here doing. Okay? Go ahead.
But to the house of Israel, not to many people of a strange speech.
What does the scripture say? A prophet is not have honor in his own country.
Yep.
His own people, they ain't gonna believe it. They ain't gonna want to cast him out, and eventually, even with our Lord Yahweh Shai and the prophets, they killed us. Okay? Our own peoples who killed us. Go ahead.
Not too many people of a strange speech and of an hard language, whose words thou canst not understand.
Yep.
Surely, had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee.
The heathen would listen to us by now. Go ahead.
But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee.
Yep.
For they will not hearken unto me.
Yep.
For all the house of Israel are impudent and hard-hearted.
Yep. They're impudent and hard-hearted. They're hard-headed. They don't want to hear this. They don't want to change. They don't want to be better. They're stiff-necked. You try to tell them to go somewhere, they buckling up, trying to make it. You tell somebody, put your ass over there. They're like, no, they're frightened. Okay? Go ahead.
Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces,
And man, our faces strong against their faces. Go ahead.
and thy forehead strong against their foreheads.
We're going to be knowledgeable and able to combat back and forth. When they come with that bullshit doctrine, we're going to have the strength and the confidence to chop them down with wisdom. Go ahead.
As an adamant, harder than flint, have I made thy forehead.
Hey, flint is one of the hardest stones out there. Okay? And that's something harder than flint. You know? We're going to be hard against them. We're going to prevail. Okay? If you're in the spirit of Yahweh Shai. Does that mean you're just going to arm wrestling and all? No, it ain't got nothing to do with that. It don't mean you're going to know how to combat them. You're going to use wisdom. You're going to calm Jake down. They're going to become your friend instead of your enemies. And the enemies become at peace with you. The whole nine. You may even be able to convince some of these spirits and souls. Go ahead.
Fear them not, neither be dismayed at
You
their
can't be afraid of
looks.
this situation.
Yeah.
All of you that's still at the house behind the keyboard that ain't out here, when you're able-bodied to come out here, and when I say able-bodied, I just mean that you got the spirit to be able to come out here. You know, that you're not bedridden, you're not quadriplegic or nothing. If you're able-bodied to come out here and you can watch it on YouTube and you can get around, you can come out and teach.
And we know it's a lot of you people that watch our videos
Yep.
that know that we out here.
And some of y'all need to subscribe for playing games.
Not yeah,
Get to that
yeah.
to that live level again.
They bullshit.
Because more of y'all watching than not. I'm not just out a little internet joke, but that wasn't just about getting our subscriptions up. But we know y'all watching. You know, we know you're watching. Okay? We see the views. Hey, how is it the apostles got thousands of views on one of their pages, but another one don't even have 1,000 yet? Something ain't right. Brothers, we see all the views that happen on the video. We know you start playing with it, but they ain't playing that much. Y'all seeing it. And plus all the people that walk past, Shalom, Shalom, Israel, and stuff like that, we know y'all watching.
Hey, you know when these niggas gonna come out when something major happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Now is the time, though. Now is the time. Hey, because we're out here telling you something major's gonna happen. Y'all waiting for it to happen to come out.
Apostle Bakas said when I guess 9/11 happened, they had Elder Azan used to run a website.
Yep.
And he said after 9/11 they damn website shut down. Because too much traffic.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
Culture, man. That's that American culture, that slave culture that we get. Okay?
shall speak unto thee, receive in thy heart, and hear with thine ears.
Back to, by the way.
Yeah, we see it.
And we gonna wrap up.
And go, get thee to them of the captivity, unto the children of thy people, and speak unto them, and tell them, thus saith the Lord power, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear.
And that's what we're doing. We're telling you, thus says the Lord power. Something bad is going to happen. America eventually will be destroyed in World War III. These streets, before that happened, these streets will have martial law troops all over.
God.
There will be a famine of the word. There will be famine of bread as well. Okay, we're telling you all of this is going to happen. But he got another ball. Go ahead, he's walking around. What's up, bro?
Damn, man, it's a terrible thing to fall into the hands of the living power. It's a terrible thing, man. Yeah, finish up, man. Let's get a
Then the Spirit took me up, and I heard behind me a voice of a great rush, saying, Blessed be the glory of the Lord from his place. I heard also the noise of the wings of the living creatures that touched one another.
Watch out, bro. Watch out.
Hey, finish this up and let's wrap up.
And the noise of the wheels over against them, and the noise of a great rush. So the Spirit lifted me up and took me away, and I went in bitterness.
And that's the thing. It becomes bitter at the end of the day. Okay? When all of this is happening, it becomes bitter. Okay? But it's all through power, and it's all part of the process to get up out of here. Go ahead.
In the heat of my spirit, but the hand of the Lord was strong upon me.
Yep. And you got weak and fleshy for a moment, and you're like, I don't really want to do this. But the Spirit of the Lord was strong upon me, and you stick with it. Go ahead.
Then I came to them of the captivity of Tel Aviv, that dwelt by the river of Jabbok. And I sat where they sat, and remained there, astonished among them 7 days.
17.
Jump down to 17. And it came to pass at the end of the 7 days that the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
I have made you, when you ate the roll, and I put my words in your mouth, I have made you a watchman unto the house of Israel. Meaning you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans. I sent you as a prophet to warn them from me. I was about to say that.
Therefore hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me.
Hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me. Okay? Warning them of what? Of a bunch of bad stuff.
Let them know.
To happen. Okay? The Most High is about to send his son back, and he's about to let this damn devil. When he lets this devil loose, he's going to torment you. And the only thing that's going to stop it is our Lord, Yahweh Shai, to come in and set things right, set balance back on earth and righteousness.
How much can you fight for your man?
Who will stand for me against the evil? That's what he's saying.
Do you got it? Do he got it? Do you? This man's got it.
And so with that, we'll give all praises to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash.
Give honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone, Shalom Rakatham. Peace and blessings to the tabernacle of David, the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.